Meet Natural Cycles, the only FDA-cleared and CE-marked birth control app that's built around your body. The Natural Cycles app pinpoints your fertile days by tracking shifts in your temperature, so you can plan or prevent pregnancy naturally. It's easy to use. Simply take your temperature in the morning with our free Bluetooth thermometer included with our annual plan, or sync with your Oura Ring or Apple Watch. The app analyzes your data and tells you daily whether it's a fertile or non-fertile day. Natural Cycles is 93% effective with typical use and 98% effective with perfect use. But beyond effective birth control, the app helps you understand your body and cycle better than ever. And unlike some period tracking apps, Natural Cycles provides an advanced data protection program to keep your information private and secure. Ready to go hormone-free? Sign up for the Natural Cycles annual plan and get a free Bluetooth thermometer, plus 15% off your subscription with the code radio15 at naturalcycles.com.
No offense, but your brain is a terrible place to keep your big idea. It belongs in the world, but you know that already. You have a calling, a voice that says, this is what I'm meant to do. Create the website your big idea deserves with Wix. Make it your own with top-to-bottom customization, AI to help realize your vision, and built-in business tools to turn your daydream into your dream job. Wix supports every stage of the business journey except one. Your decision to begin. Ready? Go to Wix.com.
Presented by T-Mobile, the official wireless partner of Odyssey Sports. With an awesome network and great savings, there's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit your neighborhood store to make the switch today.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, everyone's favorite magazine, Consumer Reports. They released their rankings of the best and the worst car brands, and vehicles were rated on road tests, reliability, owner satisfaction, and safety. Subaru, BMW, and Lexus, they all finished toward the top. Jeep, Rivian, Land Rover finished at the bottom. A total of 32 brands were rated, and none of these brands that they rated were Xiaomi. Xiaomi is a Chinese electronics and car manufacturer, and apparently the Xiaomi SU7 Max in particular, it is a top-of-the-line car, kind of well-regarded around the world. 673 horsepower, 0 to 60 in less than 3 seconds. Wow. And all the bells and whistles, including a warning system in case you fall asleep at the wheel. So basically, there's a camera that focuses on the driver's eyes and detects if you're distracted or tired. Well, several Chinese drivers are complaining because the system keeps issuing them warnings because their eyes are too narrow and the car thinks that they're asleep. Keep in mind, this is a Chinese manufacturer, and this is where it's happening. Multiple people are complaining that even on a 20-minute trip, their system will alert them 15 times. One guy said, I have to almost pull my eyes open just so my car will shut up. Think about that.
Jesus.
Yeah. Now, these are just some of the stories we've come across. Stories that left us with many questions. Questions we'd like to ask you in the form of our random question. And here's how it works. You call us, we'll ask you a question that completes random. And after you share your story, we will share with you the news story that inspired said question on today's Random Question brought to you by our friends at Advanced Hair Restoration.
Be part of the big show. Call 206-803-ROCK. Like KISW on Facebook. Follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live. And send those emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
Meet Natural Cycles, the only FDA-cleared and CE-marked birth control app that's built around your body. The Natural Cycles app pinpoints your fertile days by tracking shifts in your temperature, so you can plan or prevent pregnancy naturally. It's easy to use. Simply take your temperature in the morning with our free Bluetooth thermometer included with our annual plan, or sync with your Oura Ring or Apple Watch. The app analyzes your data and tells you daily whether it's a fertile or non-fertile day. Natural Cycles is 93% effective with typical use and 98% effective with perfect use. But beyond effective birth control, the app helps you understand your body and cycle better than ever. And unlike some period tracking apps, Natural Cycles provides an advanced data protection program to keep your information private and secure. Ready to go hormone-free? Sign up for the Natural Cycles annual plan and get a free Bluetooth thermometer, plus 15% off your subscription with the code radio15 at naturalcycles.com.
Presented by T-Mobile, the official wireless partner of Odyssey Sports. With an awesome network and great savings, there's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit your neighborhood store to make the switch today.
Looking for a dealership that truly cares about you? Discover the difference at Toyota of Bellingham. Here, we prioritize on providing a world-class experience, not just making a sale. Toyota of Bellingham's mission? To build lasting relationships and be your go-to for all things automotive, sales, service, and parts. With a stellar 4.6 Google rating and being voted the best dealership in 3 counties for 4 consecutive years, we're dedicated to excellence. Toyota of Bellingham, where customer satisfaction drives us. Visit our showroom today or check us out online at toyotaofbellingham.com.
Listening to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Oh, Michelle's away we go. Welcome to the 20th anniversary season, episode number 4,342. Pretty sure I'm right about that. What a large and in charge program we have for you today.
I mean, what's the under over right now? Like, if you're wrong by, 2-3 episodes?
I'm telling you right now, we've done 4,342 shows. I am almost guaranteeing you I've messed this up at least 3 or 4 times.
I know we got called out once by one of the listeners who hit us up on text like, hey, man, you're off by 1. Thank you for paying attention.
I checked, though, but we weren't.
We were not off by 1. Oh.
But I know I messed up. There's no way. There's no way 4,342 times that I have not messed up more than once.
I mean, I have you messing up a little bit. According to my... Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. You're on it,
Are you keeping records?
I missed one. Yes, I'm keeping records. I missed one.
That's what I'm saying. It's very possible that you can miss one, and I know I've had at least 3 or 4 times. But anyway, all your guess is as good as my count of our categories today. We have cars and hot sauce as our friends at Consumer Reports. They are letting us know their annual ranking of car brands that are the best and the worst. So you get a little bit of both. I would pick the best in this category.
Yeah, for sure. Some of the worst surprised. Some did not, but some of them definitely surprised me. Based on how much they charge. I'm not saying one that's in the bottom. Let's see here.
Oh, I know what it is. Yeah, it's this one. That's one.
That one definitely surprised me, but it hasn't been around long enough. I go, okay. But there's another one. A friend of mine's a mechanic, and I was looking at one years ago, and he said, man, don't. I'm like, dude, it's a nice ride. He's like, yeah, they look great. Cool. Don't. As a mechanic, I'm telling you, that particular brand of vehicle shows up in my shop more than any other.
Was it the same one our old general sales manager used to drive?
Yeah, she loved that thing.
Yeah. No,
and even when I asked her, I said, man, my understanding is that this thing just has nothing but problems, like Jaguar used to, right? And she's like, oh, it does. It has nothing but problems. It's like having a terminally ill patient.
But the people who have them love them.
They absolutely do.
So, yes.
And have the money to fix them.
So we got the top car manufacturers, and we also have the top 10 hot sauces here in the United States of America.
Main brand.
And, believe it or not, we've got some regional ones that seem to pop up in places more so than others. Like, for an example, I don't know, Louisiana brand. Probably going to pop up in the South.
You would think so.
Texas Pete.
Yeah.
But Texas Pete is massive in a lot of places.
But not from Texas, right?
Correct.
Did you tell me that? North Carolina, somewhere like that?
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got the top 10 hot sauces and cars coming up with your guess is as good as mine. Now, right before that, we have a special announcement concerning the Men's Room World Tour. A new date, a new location, and we'll give you that at 4:30. We're going to have the beers. We're going to have the sausage. It's going to be a good time. The weather's going to be good. So we'll...
and it's slightly expanded this year, which is kind of nice.
It is. Yeah. It is. And
as far as who can be there, we're actually inviting women.
Actually, everyone's invited to this one.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's an all-ages show.
If you are alive, you are invited.
Which is fun. Bring the kids.
Except you, Doug.
Maybe we need to come up with some stuff for the kids.
I mean,
no.
Like what?
You don't care?
I mean, I care. I don't know, man.
You get like a bouncy house. I don't know.
No. Look, man. It's that time of the year where the bouncy house thing seems to go south. Getting picked up, dropped off. Remember those kids just fell off the freaking thing and they went 40 feet in the air? That would just be our luck.
Well, a couple of them went, wow, that was cool. And then a couple of them are hurt.
It's not that. It's more dealing with the parents.
Who do you ask? Which kid?
What do you mean? Oh, who falls out?
Well, because the one kid who just had a really good flight. I mean, he's like, wow, that was badass. The other kid's like, ow, my head.
Like, for me, it depends. Like, I could ask my son and the daughter about the same experience. They're going to have very different versions of what happened. My son would tell me, that was terrifying, but it was so cool. Can we do it again? I'd have to say no. My daughter would say, I will never get on those things again.
And she's right.
Random.
Hello, Austin. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Yes. Oh,
Hola. Austin, welcome to the program. Random question. Okay, so we were just talking about your guess as good as mine, and one of the categories coming up. What would you say is the best and the worst car that you've ever owned? Best and worst.
Well, I'd say my best car is what I'm driving right now, the little Mini Cooper Countryman model. It's kind of small, but, it does the job, gets me A to B.
But they seem like they're roomier on the inside than they are on the outside, the Mini Cooper.
Yeah, they seem a lot bigger until you're inside and you're like, holy S, this is tiny.
But it is your best ride. What would you recommend about it if anyone asked?
Good gas mileage, I suppose.
All right, easy to parallel park.
What are you getting, like 35, 36?
Upwards of like 60 on the freeway.
Jeez.
Okay. All right. The only problem I have with the Minis is they started putting out these cars, and they're trying to replicate the British flag, so to speak. All right.
Yeah, Union
Jack.
Right.
But the blinkers are facing the wrong direction. So
the flag. You mean.
One on the right side points the arrow left. The one on the left side of the back points the arrow right.
Yeah.
So when you've got your left turn signal on, for a second I'm going to go, oh,
he's right.
Not making a right, or he's not, because it's pointing right. So it's like a mind F.
No, you're right. I've seen that a few times. It takes your brain a second to adjust to what you're looking at.
Yeah.
Some of those cars, though, they have packages on them. They're really fast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What's the fastest you've
Order it too.
What's the fastest you've taken your Mini Cooper up to?
Oh God. I'd say at least 90.
All right.
Who makes that? BMW? Is that BMW?
Yeah, it's got a BMW motor inside of it. But, I'm at the age where, I'm 30 years old, so I'm not driving super reckless, Yeah.
All right.
You already done a 30?
What's I was going to say I'm 55. Anyway, what is the worst vehicle you've ever owned?
It was a 94 Ford Explorer. It was my first car ever. My dad got it for me when I started working at Domino's out here in Yelm. I had that car for probably 2 years until the transmission exploded on a delivery in the middle of the road.
That was kind of
going back to the shop.
But that was kind of typical for that time.
Especially that particular run.
I mean, I've replaced 3. And in the last 25 years, I've never replaced a transmission.
Yeah.
But if you're alive in the 80s, 90s, and the early 2000s, crap like that was like $2,000 would happen all the time.
Well, it's expected. I mean, they even told you, like, this is the problem you're going to run into.
Yeah. I think the worst car, not that I've owned it personally, but my mom started selling Mary Kay Cosmetics. Mm-hmm. Her thing is she gives away a pink Cadillac.
Right.
All right. Every year to her top-tiered salespeople. But my mom was just starting out. But she still wanted somewhat of a company vehicle.
Pink ride?
Yeah, so she took her Volkswagen bus and painted it pink.
That's the part I cannot believe. What color was it before?
Brown. It was the brown.
We had racing stripes on the side. We had the
orange,
same one.
Brown. Yep. Yes. So now, every time I show up someplace, I'm opening a sliding door and stepping out of a pink van.
It's like you're living in Barbie world.
I was one of those kids who'd be like, Mom, could you just drop me off like a block down the road? Seriously. Because I just didn't want... Look, I didn't care so much... But my friends and other people were relentless.
Of course they were.
Of course. So
in a pink bus.
I could deal with it. Wasn't the worst thing in the world for me. I got where I was going. But man, when I stepped out of that thing, it was just nonstop.
Was the interior still brown?
It was that tan color.
Yeah. Boy, that's a bad look, man.
It really is.
Yeah.
I think we should wait and bring it up, a while from now. You do something, it's like, well, you grew up in a pink van.
Exactly. Yeah, come on, man. No one has any expectations.
Yeah. I think Barbie had a pink van.
She did have a pink
everything was pink at Barbie.
Yeah, she had a pink Corvette, she had a pink van, she had a pink everything.
She did.
Yeah.
She even like Pepto-Bismol.
Oh, by the way, we will have up for your consideration there on your guess is as good as mine, the top and worst cars according to Consumer Reports.
Yeah,
4:30, we'll get to that list.
Hello, Chris. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Chris, welcome to the program. Random question. Let's go with this one. Whether it was from you or someone else, could have been your dog. What was your most memorable fart experience?
Oh, man. I can't pinpoint how recent it was. Let's go. In the last couple years, hungover, had a hellacious weekend, and I did what you guys know you shouldn't do. You never, ever trust a fart. I work on the road. Sure enough, I did. And I almost had to levitate-ish as I quickly tried to navigate traffic and drive home. Those boxes got thrown in the trash. those pants got thrown in the trash. I had to take a shower, and
I hope so.
I'll never, ever do that again.
Do you travel with a change of shorts now?
No, I just don't let that fart go.
Man.
It's been one of those weekends. Like, no, not until you can find the restroom, which we all know. If you're in a big city nowadays, all of them are locked down.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah, but a lot of times, man, that fart is crippling. Like, I hear you in theory, like, I'm not going to let this fart go. But there are those farts to the point where you are hunched over, and it's like, look, you don't have to trust me, but you have to release me. It's and it's almost like a work release program.
I've got swear to God, right behind my chair, I've got a pair of underwear, pair of shorts, and a T-shirt, just in case. Number one, in case I want to go to the gym. Number two, in case I slip on one at work. There's really a double reason for that.
There is. I put my priority on slipping on one, but understand I'm more likely to visit the gym. Like, first and foremost,
if I see you wearing those Apollo Creed shorts, I know something bad has happened.
Oh, if you see me rolling through here and those, like...
Yeah, because those shorts have been in the back of your chair. But just in case.
Since we've been here.
If you need them.
If I got to, I'm willing to look stupid.
I don't do it at work, but I definitely, like, when I fly, right, especially if I check luggage, I'll always keep underwear, socks, and a pair of mesh shorts in my backpack.
Because you think you might do it on the plane.
Or might just be a while, like, they might lose your luggage.
I never think
just want
to
to
do
have
that, man.
Extra underwear.
And I really should. One, once you hit all that low, weird pressurization and all that, everyone's stomach gets a little hinky. So depending what you may have consumed before you got on the flight, I might feel more comfortable. Like, baby, don't worry about it. Got another pair of underwear. I'm going to let her rip.
What about the time you got on the elevator on the weekend? Old building.
Oh, God, man. It was a Sunday. I mean, there is no one in the corporate building, which these days seems normal, but it's a Sunday afternoon. Nobody's at work. I do not remember why I had to swing by here, but I'm here for like an hour, two, whatever. Get my stuff done. We were on the 16th floor there. So I'm now going to leave and go home again. There's no one in the building except a security guard in the lobby. Elevator gets on floor 16. As soon as I step on, I'm just let her rip. Whole elevator just fills with the stink. We stop on floor 15. No. The door opens. There's this guy. You can tell he probably ordinarily wears a business suit, but not today. He, too, had to come in for whatever reason on a Sunday. Brother steps onto the elevator. The doors close. And just the look he gave me, he said no words. But it's so obvious. Not
understood.
Not just that I farted, but like I farted real recently. Like it was still kind of like hot and thick. Yeah, man. It's just such an uncomfortably quiet ride the rest of the way down.
The reason we asked for your most memorable farts, this comes from the world of darts.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this story's wild.
James Wade let rip with a fart during his dart match with Peter Wright, leaving both his opponent and referee Owen Binks in shock. This happened during the Players' Championship 17 match last Tuesday night. Wright had to step off stage when Wade kicked up a stink and interrupted the game. And it clearly worked in his favor, as Wade emerged victorious over Wright with a narrow 6-5 win. Now, as a result, Wade has embroiled himself in another fartgate.
Is this the same guy?
Yes.
Okay.
Echoing a similar incident from last year when he let rip while packing his darts away at the end of a match. Now, the odor from Wade's latest bum burp was so potent that a guy named Snakebite made to step away as he laughed uncomfortably.
A guy named Snakebite had to step away from your phone.
I believe this was another competitor. So as Wade went to collect his darts
he's
from
good
the
at
board,
darts.
he quipped, and pool. It slipped out. Just give me a second. However, the laughter soon died down after referee Binks had to remind the players the match was being live streamed, commenting only, "Oh boy, okay then, this is a stream match, guys." Wright then tried to take it in stride, but was visibly affected by as the 55-year-old believed the smell needed more time to dissipate and settle. So he stayed away from the line or the box for even longer. Seeing Wade trying to coax him back with him, "Go ahead. Do you want 9 more arrows?" Saying you can have more darts if you need them. But either way, yes, he halted play at the Players' Championship match.
That's
for the second time.
You know it's bad. I mean, you're in a competition, and you're like, look, man, let's just wait.
But you can hold
darts.
a fart.
So, I mean, the issue is, and I'm not making fun of them, I just think compared to almost any other major athletic event, those guys have to worry about their diet the least.
Agreed.
Okay, right.
Agreed.
I mean, maybe his routine is he just goes out the night before and drinks a bunch of beer and eats sausage rolls or something. Like, there's a reason he slipped again.
But I rarely see. I mean, look, there was a game, I believe it was last season in the NFL. Now, understand, they did not stop the game. But if you're just watching it, I can't remember the team. Their backup quarterback walks in on this play. It was 3rd and something. The ball is snapped. The guy just throws it out of bounds. And you see the coach losing his mind on the sideline, and offense trots off. Special teams comes in. You find out after the commercial break what had happened was, just as he's about to snap the ball, the center had puked on it. Like, and so the backup goes, hey, man, I see this happen, and there's this wet ball with chunks falling off. So I threw it out of bounds because the receivers, when they're on the sideline, they're shaking their head no. Like, do not throw it. He's like, there's nowhere to go with it because he puked. But my point is, they didn't stop the game because this guy's puking. Like, you got to play on. Darts, it's like your fart was so bad that a sanctioned competition, they're like, we got to wait.
This guy, dude, from Ohio, right?
Yeah, he offended Snakebite.
A guy named Snakebite.
Right, like, you should be able to offend a guy named Snakebite.
A team comes in from Ohio. They've been on buses and cars to get there to this game.
Yeah.
I was umpiring. It was American Legion Baseball.
All right.
So they've been on the bus for like 4 or 5 hours. They get right off the bus, and they need to play because the game before had just ended.
Okay.
This is a tournament. You need to move, right? The catcher gets in there, man. This is the first inning. I step behind the plate. He's behind the plate with me. So the guy swings the first one. The second pitch, he farts. The guy kind of laughs and swings. Third pitch, like right in the middle of that ball coming through, man. And I'm backing up, and the batter was just so like miffed. Because the guy farted twice when the ball was on its way to the plate.
That seems like it should be illegal.
Strategic. I like it.
More of the random question coming up, 206-803.
Meet Natural Cycles, the only FDA-cleared and CE-marked birth control app that's 100% natural, hormone-free, and side effect-free. Here's how it works. The app analyzes daily changes in your body temperature to find your fertile window, so you can plan or prevent pregnancy naturally. Natural Cycles is a clinically proven, non-hormonal birth control option that's 93% effective with typical use and 98% effective with perfect use. No synthetic hormones, just science. And if you're ready to start family planning, switching from preventing to planning a pregnancy is as easy as tapping a button. Plus, the Natural Cycles app makes tracking fertility easy. You can measure your temperature trends using an Oura Ring, Apple Watch, or our Bluetooth thermometer, which is free when you sign up for an annual subscription. Join over 4 million registered users who are taking control of their fertility naturally. Save 15% when you sign up with code RADIO15 at naturalcycles.com. That's Radio15 for 15% off today.
Presented by T-Mobile, the official wireless partner of Odyssey Sports. With an awesome network and great savings, there's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit your neighborhood store to make the switch today.
Looking for a dealership that truly cares about you? Discover the difference at Toyota of Bellingham. Here, we prioritize on providing a world-class experience, not just making a sale. Toyota of Bellingham's mission? To build lasting relationships and be your go-to for all things automotive, sales, service, and parts. With a stellar 4.6 Google rating and being voted the best dealership in 3 counties for 4 consecutive years, we're dedicated to excellence. Toyota of Bellingham, where customer satisfaction drives us. Visit our showroom today or check us out online at toyotaofbellingham.com.
Running a business is hard work. Building your website shouldn't be. With Wix, you can express your ideas, give direction, then leave the heavy lifting to AI, from site creation to branded content and images. Have fun with the details. Customize what you want the way you want, and manage your whole business from a centralized dashboard with expert AI tools. Build, scale, and enjoy the incredible results. You can do it all yourself on Wix.
Be right.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK from the Pinky's Plumbing Studio. You're in the men's room.
Men's Room World Tour announcement coming up at 4:30. Right after emails on a random question 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Matt. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola. Matt, welcome to the program. And the random question. Okay. This is one you can answer. I know that for a fact. What about you physically, Matt, presents the most problems?
Physically prevents most problems. I don't know if it's a problem, but I mean, being albino, it's pretty obvious. You know,
Well, being in the sun, that presents a problem.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, it's like the not being albino in itself is that, but yeah, the side effects of it. Yeah.
Okay, so like when, like Memorial Day hits, it's everyone's unofficial beginning to the summer, all the TV commercials about it, people are partying, they're drinking Corona, they're doing work outside. Does it still appeal to you, or are you just more like, all right, time to exercise caution, man?
It still appeals to me. It's kind of like, over the 30-something years I've been alive, it's kind of just like ingrained into my body. I can kind of tell, like, basically I have about 2 hours of being outside in the sun without having to, unless it's like 95 degrees.
But you're still putting lotion on before you go out, right?
That's what I'm saying. Like if I'm not going to be out in the direct sun for any extended period of time, I'm okay. But if I'm going to be out in the sun for more than an hour, yeah.
Has it ever kind of, not snuck up on you, but like you go skiing, you don't realize
right. No one thinks about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Earlier in life, yeah, but like honestly, in the grand scheme of things, I probably have healthier skin than most people I know my age because of the fact that I've been cognizant of it. Like,
yeah, that makes sense.
I've had probably 1 or 2 really bad sunburns in my life, but that's it. As opposed to, like, I have this friend, Dan, who, like, literally every summer, it's like, he always, oh, man, I forgot to put sunscreen on, and he's as red as a lobster. And it's like,
that's miserable.
Now, in your case, right, so people sunburn, right? Doesn't matter who the hell you are. People sunburn, but are your symptoms or the result of your sunburn any worse, or is it just that it's easier for you to sunburn?
It's just easier. It's like there's no, oh, you just got a little bit of tan. It's just, I'm going to get,
You're white or red.
I'm going to, yeah.
Okay. Man, so there's just no in between. Oh, I guess there wouldn't be, right? Because it's lack of pigment, so there's nothing to tan.
You're just frying.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay, that's great.
And I feel like generally if I get a bad sunburn, which I haven't gotten in years, I'm really kind of trying to be good about it, but I don't tan that much. I feel like I would just burn and then peel.
But do you get the post-tan? Because a lot of cats are like, look, man, I got sunburn, wait a week, and I have a tan.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like when I was a kid or even in my early 20s, like you get sunburns all the time, but I feel like it just peeled off. Like, I don't think I'm sure
didn't get a tan, just got the dead skin.
Right, like one summer I was a landscaper. I'm sure I had a good farmer's tan, but that's about it. Most pictures, you can't tell my skin tone what time of year it is.
Oh, really? Okay.
Reason we asked, so what about you?
Me neither.
Physically presents the most problems. A Chinese motorist claims that his new, is it Xiaomi?
No, hold on, I wrote it down because the XI makes, hold on. It's Xiaomi.
Basically isn't working very well because of his really small eyes. Now, Mr. Lee is a driver from the Zhejiang province.
Sure.
Yeah. Recently bought the luxurious car. It's a beautiful EV sedan.
It is a good-looking ride.
Powered by a motor cable taking a car to 60 miles an hour in just 2.78 seconds. Apparently, this is one of the most coveted electric cars in the world. But for Lee, it's been a pain in the ass to drive. So soon after taking his new ride out for a drive, the man started hearing the please focus on driving warning sound. He's not distracted and was watching the road in front of him. The message, focus on driving, pay attention to safety, kept showing up on the car's digital display. And it took him a while to figure out that his eyes were the problem. I opened my eyes as wide as I could, and then I didn't hear the warning sound anymore. But when I open my eyes normally, I hear the warning sound again. Apparently, my eyes are so small, the car thinks I'm about to fall asleep. So he posted a video complaining that the car's fatigue warning triggered about 20 times during a short drive, which he found very annoying and distracting. Interestingly enough, many of the comments on the clip were from Chinese motors who claim to have experienced the same problems with other cars from different brands. So it's pretty common. But either way.
Yeah, you would think that a Chinese manufacturer would get that right.
You would hope so.
Right.
But anything else culturally, you'd be like, I see how you overlooked that. That's not something that's forefront
I didn't
of your
even
mind,
know cars
but
had that.
I would think, I don't think we have the money to know that some cars do that. But apparently this is a very nice brand of car. It's a very good drive. But I'm like, are you kidding me? This is the problem. He has 20 times on one short drive. Like, my eyes aren't big enough. So the
that would drive
thing,
me insane.
Yes. So they said there is a way to disable it, but they don't encourage you to disable it because it's a safety feature. But a lot of the drivers are like, But it's annoying, man. I'm Chinese. I am driving my car. You keep telling me I'm falling asleep. I am not.
Random.
Yeah, I turn that bitch off in a heartbeat. No doubt about it.
I don't know if you can. I mean,
No, they said you can disable it.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm sure there's 8 million steps you have to go through, but yeah, I'm getting rid of that. Hello, Matt. Welcome to the men's room.
Matt, welcome to the program. Random question. Let's see. What do you have for you here? Okay.
Something good. Come on, give me something good now.
Okay. When did a good time go sideways as a kid?
Oh man, as a kid, I don't know. I feel like I've only had sideways times in most of my days.
Okay.
But probably not your goal when you're setting out.
No, I mean nobody sets out to have a bad time, do they?
Typically not.
You hope not.
I guess not. Well, I tell you what, man. When I was a little kid, I went through kind of a pyro phase, right?
Yeah.
I was just like, of course, as I feel like most little kids did anyway. But there was a point that I almost lost all the fingers on my left hand from my own dumbass being a dumbass.
Okay.
We got fireworks.
So did it do that stinging thing where you felt like it was just pulsing numb?
So I had built myself a little explosive, as kids do in those days. And it happens. Maybe not to anybody else. It happens to me, I tell you what. But anyway, my point is that, I built myself a little explosive there. And something went a little bit fuzzy with the fuse, right? It was burning down, took forever, burned down, all the way to my little tube of explosive there. And I walked up because I thought the fuse had gone out completely.
Sometimes it stalls right there at the crimp point.
Yeah, that's exactly the idea there. And I walked up to the damn thing and went to go pick it up, and it blew up about 3 inches away from my hand.
Wow. I feel like that's always the story. It's always the fuse. I thought the fuse went out.
Right? No, because it does. It smolders for a minute. Then when it gets on the inside of the casing, it reignites.
But see, as a kid, you're impatient.
I really thought that I was going to have, that cloud of red mist and, a stump at the end of it. But, yeah, I mean, it didn't hurt. It felt weirdly cold. And I remember thinking as a kid that must meant that I had lost all my fingers and I couldn't feel heat out of my hand anymore.
Now, did you share this with any adults?
Some cool ones.
See, man, I feel like as a kid, because we all had that thing where we almost burned something down or we almost blew ourselves up. And you come home a little shell-shocked. Parents can kind of read your face, and they ask what happened. And you immediately had to lie. It was better to say, we were climbing a tree, I fell out, hurt myself, I'm fine. If you tell them you were making explosives, their sympathy goes away, and they just want to kill you.
You have to remember, every single house that I knew growing up, there was a table in the garage to make explosives.
Yeah,
to make bullets.
Bullets.
Whether you're shooting muskets, whether you're doing shotguns.
Sure.
Dads had that whole setup.
But dads would just say, and they had all their guns there, they had all the gunpowder, all the stuff, right? And they never put it away.
No.
You were just told, hey, kids, don't mess with my stuff. And to be fair, overwhelmingly we didn't. But you get that hair up your ass every once in a while, and you're like, well, your dad has his stuff. And
he's got 4F gunpowder.
Oh, yeah. Somehow they knew what happened.
Raise ass, when did a good time go sideways as a kid? 2 children were left with injuries after an untethered bouncy castle was carried high into the air by a gust of wind at a school event in South Africa. Now, terrified parents were forced basically to helplessly watch on as their children were carried into the air and then dropped several feet to the ground below by the flying bouncy castle. Now, 2 school pupils, they were carried 40 feet into the air after high winds caught the untethered inflatable during a fundraising day at a school. There is footage, and it's pretty crazy because you can hear the eyewitnesses screaming in terror at the elementary school. One shocked looking attendant was seen anxiously staring back at the camera as a child lost grasp and plummets into a group of parents who are trying to actually catch the kid.
Yeah, of course.
The parents' quick reaction saved the child, but she was left seriously injured and taken to a hospital alongside a second youngster who was also caught by the group. That castle, by the way, landed about 50 feet from where it took off. They say the fundraising event last Saturday was attended by 1,000 parents, pupils, and friends.
That is a lot of people. That is a lot of people.
Back to why you would never want to rent a bouncy house?
That's what I'm saying, man. I just see that story too much. And even when people tether it down, if the gust is strong enough, it just rips out of the ground and sends them up anyway.
Now we go to Massachusetts. It was a scare for some children at a town camp in Norwood as a tree branch weighing thousands of pounds fell on some of them and trapped one young girl. I heard a really loud snap, then a really loud thud. Neighbors then heard the screams from Father Mac's playground and went running, including one of the moms, who is fortunately a trained nurse. I asked the counselors, and they said her foot is trapped with a second-grade girl. She asked me if she was going to walk again. I said, it's a good sign you're wiggling your toes. You can feel me touching you. I think you're going to be just fine. First, responders rushed in with specialized equipment to lift the branch and put the girl in an ambulance, along with 3 other kids who were scratched as the branch fell. But they came in with bags and lifted it right up. It was immediate and pretty quick. It was amazing. So I guess they just pumped that tree up.
Yeah.
That big ass.
Years ago, my wife was always very involved at the kids' school, especially when they're younger, right? First, second grade. Once a year, they do this thing called Harvest Fest. What is it? I don't know. I just know the parking lot has a lot of hay and corn and crap like that, right?
So it's like in the fall.
Yeah, it plays in the fall season. Yeah. And the kids are always excited because basically you have to go to school, but it's a day off from school because you're outside playing.
Right, you're at the school, but you're not doing.
You are having the time of your life, and the parents volunteer and they do their thing. And I think it might be fundraising. I'll be honest, I don't know, don't care. No, my kids got excited about it. So a couple of years ago, I get home and I'm like, "Hey, babe, how was Harvest Festival?" She's like, "Oh, it was fine." But one of the things the kids didn't know was one of the things they had scheduled. I think it was supposed to be either 2 ponies or 2 horses are going to show up. Right, because again, it's Harvest Festival, and I don't know if the kids get to ride it or if they pull a wagon, whatever the hell, doesn't matter. So people were a little late getting there with the horse and or ponies. I'm like, what would happen? So apparently, on their way to the school, one of the 2 horses or ponies, it died.
Oh,
it just dropped dead in the back of the trailer. And Jesus. Like, we couldn't really tell the kids, but, the kids are excited because it's a large 4-legged animal, so that's like the height of their day. The only disappointment they had, she was like, all the kids are, well, we thought there were going to be 2. And they're like, well, we just decided to do 1. Meanwhile, the owners of Dead Horse are like, yeah, man, please do not tell these kids there's a dead horse in that trailer.
It was still in the trailer?
I believe so. Hey, man.
Did the other one act weird or different?
I don't know.
Like, is it all the photos, the horse's head is just like down? Like, I just dealt with the death of my brother.
I wasn't there for it, man. She was just telling me this, and I couldn't stop laughing. I'm like, God damn. She's like, look. Kids didn't know. We didn't bring it up. I think we've since told our kids, and they're like, yeah, whatever, man. But at the time, she's like, we could not tell the kids this. This is you tell them, hey, you're supposed to see 2 horses. One of them's dead. The kids don't recover. Just say one of them didn't show up. They're cool. So she's like, yeah, we took but all the parents are like, oh, my God, it died. They're like, yeah, it's right there, man. It is. It's in that trailer.
The show must go on, but like, I don't know. I feel like if I'm running that school, I'd be like, don't you just take them both home?
Would you?
Before it starts to smell.
I'd be like, the kids don't know. They're not trying to get into the trailer. We know there's a dead horse in there sitting in the parking lot, but why bring it up?
By the way, if you're on hold there for the random question, call back 206-803-ROCK.
I don't know why. I'm just saying. I feel like that would have been my instinct. Like, they call and go, hey, one of the ponies is dead.
Sure.
I'm going to say, then we'll take 0 ponies.
Really? No, man, I don't want to have to explain it because this is the highlight. It's already Harvest Festival, right?
But they've been promised ponies.
This is the thing. And so you have the kids, you're like, look, 1 is better than 2. They just have to wait in line twice as long, but we can't tell them there's a dead horse in that trailer that you're leaning against right now.
Right.
Or that your ball just bounced off of, all that kind of thing. Like, there's a dead horse in there.
Yeah, like if it was that one and I hope that little mini horse is still alive, but there's a local one, and his hair color is like the Seahawks stuff.
Okay.
So he's a miniature pony, and you'll see him at stuff around when the Seahawks win those 2 Super Bowls. I think his name was Sebastian. He was everywhere. Like I think
his name was Sebastian.
Okay. And what happened with Sebastian?
So, I'm just saying, like if you had Sebastian scheduled to show up because of his haircut and stuff, that's him. So if something
you
bad,
can't fake it.
You couldn't fake it. Like those kids would have been like, "That's a pony. That's not
Sebastian.
That's not him." You know what I mean?
Let that be a lesson to everyone who plans things for kids then. Order what you want, but don't give the thing a name. And make sure it's not super popular. If it's an actual living creature.
Right, like if they knew the mini pony was going to be the one that has the Seahawks colored hair.
That's the one they're waiting on.
I feel like they would have been excited for that. But thankfully, I guess it was just two random ass ponies.
Would you, and let me ask you this, right? So they call and say Sebastian is dead, but we have another pony. I know it sounds harsh. I'm just saying, say this happens, right? We have another pony. We have the hair dye. Would you give thumbs up to that or say let's cancel it? Because again, you got a couple hundred kids that are super duper excited to see Sebastian.
I think day of, I'm just going to say that's okay. And then I'll just explain to the kids at my school, assuming I'm the principal, I get that call.
That's too many tears, bro.
There's the pony's not showing up. He's sick or something today.
I think you got a lot of the kids sometimes. There's Sebastian.
What about the one kid that goes to pet him, and now he's got green and blue paint on his hand, and he goes, Mr. Smith, I don't think this is the real Sebastian.
What do you think? The real Sebastian had naturally green hair?
Yeah, that's what you have to
do.
do.
One way or another, they got to dye the hair.
I'm saying, if I'm Principal Smith,
you cancel the fun time.
I'm worried. Yes.
And then if you cancel them, you have to tell the kids that it died.
I'd rather tell those kids the mini pony doesn't like them to tell them he died.
Damn. No, he just doesn't
like
it.
The mini pony got to look at all your mugs and said no. No, I mean, look, he's a popular mini pony. And football season, it's the fall. Something we can do about this, kids. But good news is Principal Smith has acquired soft pretzels.
There's your backup plan.
Yeah, give him a treat or what would you like, Miles? You want a little rocket pop? I mean, I just feel like there's other ways to get their affection.
But you can still give him a pony. Look, man, if kids were going to make an appearance back in the day when they had makeup, they're not going to play songs or anything. They're just going to walk by. Someone can say, hey, bro, Kiss can't make it. Cool. I'm calling Joe Dredd. I'm going to get the wigs, get the makeup. No one's really going to know. If you're just shaking hands.
If it's kids, yeah.
I don't know.
Well, yeah, it's like when you were Jerry Rice or whatever.
Right, which I think is worse than
you could paint a donkey. They wouldn't know.
I don't know, man.
Well, first of all, it's a miniature horse.
But you could paint a donkey.
Like, dude, Mr. Montgomery.
That's its cousin.
That's a donkey.
That's its cousin because he was sick today. You could make some crap up.
I like Miles being the principal.
It's a cousin.
Listen, I know you don't smoke. Listen, kids, I'm from West Virginia. You wanted an animal.
You got it. Just enjoy the goat, all right?
It's his cousin.
By the way, I need to talk to the pitcher and the catcher. Our baseball program looks like ass.
More of the random question coming up 206-803-ROCK.
You set the gold standard for your business. Your website should do the same. Wix puts you at the helm, so you can enjoy the creative freedom of designing your site just the way you want. Want someone to bounce your ideas off? Talk with AI to create a beautiful site together. Whatever your business, manage it from one place and tie it all together with a personalized domain name. Gear up for success with a brand that says you best. You can do it yourself on Wix.
Presented by T-Mobile, the official wireless partner of Odyssey Sports. With an awesome network and great savings, there's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit your neighborhood store to make the switch today.
Why are more women than ever choosing natural cycles? The hormone-free, side-effect-free way to take control of your fertility. Natural Cycles is a birth control app that uses your temperature to find your fertile window. It is more than a basic cycle tracking app. Natural Cycles is the only FDA-cleared and CE-marked birth control app and has helped millions prevent and plan for pregnancy naturally. Save 15% when you sign up today with code RADIO15. Learn more at naturalcycles.com.
Presented by T-Mobile, the official wireless partner of Odyssey Sports. With an awesome network and great savings, there's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit your neighborhood store to make the switch today.
The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Random question 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Eric. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Random.
Hello, Eric.
What's up? How you doing, guys?
Hola.
Hey, long-time listener, first-time caller.
We appreciate that. Let's see here.
Yeah.
What do I got
What's
for you?
up, Miles?
You got a garage?
I do. I'm actually going there right now to clean some stuff out.
Okay,
Hey, some stuff.
We just talking about garage and what some parents had down there. What do you store mainly in your garage?
Well, everything's legal in there right now.
Okay.
I got, like the compressor, like some tools, card parts, workbench, a couple Snap-on hot girl posters from a long time ago.
Nice.
Do you have any actual vehicles in the garage?
No.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, sir,
Parked out front.
Is it a 1-car or 2-car garage?
2.
And you still can't get your car in there?
Well, I could, but
you got to clean, right?
I know. I talk to my mom about this all the time. She's got a 2-car garage. And, in the winter in West Virginia, it gets down to 0.
Yeah.
And then, her car has a hard time starting or whatever the deal is. I'm like, she has to warm her car up. And I'm like, Mom, you can just move half the stuff over and pull that thing in for just a couple months out of the year.
Yeah.
I will help you next time I'm there. Well, I don't want to move anything yet.
Why not?
I don't know.
I mean, our
But she
garage
always
is...
bitches about the car being cold.
My thing... I don't think our vehicle has ever been in our garage. Maybe once, maybe. Otherwise, it is full of kids' crap. Because kids have all kinds of crap. My wife does reupholstery, so there's some yet-to-be redone sofas piled up in there.
Big things.
And then to his point, man, every tool... The worst part is I tried to be somewhat organized with the tools, and then you slack. And you slack once, and it throws off everything.
Okay.
It's like, I need to find the frickin' drill. Why didn't I just put it back where the drill goes? This one time I did. And now it's like you start looking at the garage and it seems more daunting. Like, I know it's somewhere in here. I don't even know where to begin.
Mike, your house does not have a garage.
I technically have a garage. I just don't do anything with it right now.
I mean, could you pull a car in there?
No, it's too small.
All right. Does it have a garage door?
It does have a garage door, yes.
What's your plan?
Is it for a golf cart?
No, I think it was made. The house was made like turn of the century. It's like a 1900 house.
All right.
So
cars.
So Model
aren't
T
necessarily
can
big.
fit in
Yeah.
there. Narrow car.
It's very short. The flooring isn't exactly what I'd call stable. That's one of my projects that I have as far as this house.
What would you like to turn it into?
Right.
Like, you're not going to put your car in there, right? So you go, okay, we have this extra space. I'm a dude. So if you're like most dudes that I know that are in a relationship, 30% of the things that you really like are not displayed in your home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to be able to put my car in there, but it might just turn out being storage for, yard stuff and whatnot. It'll just
Sounds to me like you need to rebuild it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to pull a car in.
That's been tossed up as well, putting some sort of apartment building that I can rent out there as well.
I mean, if you could redo the flooring, though, also, you just make it a fun little man cave or whatever.
That's what I'm saying.
I have a buddy, I think he's moved houses now, but he basically built like a tiny English pub in his garage.
Nice.
I could do that.
That is awesome.
Ooh, do that then.
I could do that.
If you could do that, do that.
Block party.
I'm trying to think of people I know that actually use their garage for their
For
car.
a vehicle. Yeah.
Me.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, you're probably it.
Yeah, honestly. I'm just, like everyone, if I go into the garage, like a very good friend of mine, he has 3 vehicles. They're all in his driveway. And if you walk into his garage, he has the biggest screen you've ever seen. I mean, this thing is hooked up top to the
So
point.
it's basically like the man family room.
It is the man family room. He loves like 80s music, right? So he goes out there and just cranks it because it's a detached garage. And it's a very cool room when they throw parties, man, because they have like the party light, the whole 9. And he doesn't skimp. These are not like lights you plug in. Like you hit a button and all this crap goes on. But I mean, there's dance parties, people going there and getting hammered. And then if we're not there, the kids are in there playing video games on the biggest screen.
Wow.
But
That's
the
cool.
idea of him putting his vehicle in is like, well, then what do I do with my toys? And I'm like, I respect that.
And I don't know why. There's just something fun, especially in the fall, about like the detached garage. It's got the TV. It's like, all right, yeah.
It's
I
a
know.
rainy day. You
Like
still can hang out outside.
Right. I'm just like, it's a little chilly, but I'd rather, let's go sit in the shop and watch it.
Yeah, man.
The fine folks at Southern Living, they posed this question. Do you use your garage to park your car or as a storage unit like the rest of us?
Storage unit.
Yes. According to them, if you live anywhere with heat, humidity, or cold winters, your garage is not a good place at all to store anything.
Yeah, I can understand that.
And here's why. They say moisture and temperature fluctuations will ruin your stuff over a long period of time. Bugs can get into sealed containers, and you have to worry about rodents and spiders. And then the climate control aspect of those spaces can be expensive. Typically, you're not going to heat or cool that area.
No.
But here is a list of 15 things that you should never store in your garage.
Uh-oh.
Do you guys want to take any guesses? We'll find out if you have this, Steve, in your garage.
I'm sure I do. There's some crap in there.
Yeah, I would assume just probably food and beverages.
You know what? Wine is on the list. So you're not supposed to store wine in your garage for whatever reason.
Really?
Yes.
Because my wife has like 6 or 7 cases in there from some party that we somehow, I'm not a big wine drinker, that's why it's still there, but that's crazy Because 9 times out of 10, they tell you keep wine what? Like a cool, dark place.
Yep.
The garage is that.
Firewood.
No.
Because of what you're bringing into your home. So what you're bringing into the garage. Bugs, potential rodents, potential nests of things that haven't hatched yet.
Cool.
All kinds of stuff that could be in there. Blankets and clothing, just based on the moisture aspect.
No.
You should not keep, and this blew my mind, cans of paint in the garage. So where do I put them?
Where else would you keep cans of paint?
I don't know. I mean, that's where I keep my cans of paint.
Propane tanks. Guess what I have? 2 in my garage. Where else am I supposed to put these things?
That I don't. But you don't really have a good outdoor space to put them.
Yeah.
I mean, not without it being a problem for you later, I suspect.
Important documents or paperwork.
No.
That's where I keep all of my old documents and paperwork.
Really?
In the garage. Absolutely. Everything we have from the show, it's in the garage.
Mine's in the basement.
Photographs. Big no-no.
No.
If you want to keep them for a long period of time. Guess what I have in my garage?
Photographs.
All my pictures. Books on the list. All the books that I have in boxes in the garage.
In the garage?
Most of them.
All right.
I mean, the ones I've read. I'm kind of one of those guys.
Yeah, that's fair.
Any kind of electronic, any kind of artwork, which I have in my garage.
You have artwork in your garage?
I have pictures hung up everywhere in my garage.
All right.
Stuffed animals, don't own those. Pillows, chemicals, and easily flammable items. All those things you should not.
There's probably a few flammable.
That's what I was thinking. Like, all those things are things that I only know to keep in my garage.
Where else would you put them? If you have a gas lawnmower,
if I had a shed out back, maybe.
Yeah, yes. If I had
but it's still under the same weather.
It's still the same condition.
It's just not in my house to explode or whatever.
But like the cans of paint or the flammable stuff, like where else should I put it? And to be fair, if it's that flammable, I'd rather be in the garage than in my home.
Yeah.
Right? It has that little firewall. I know the fire will eventually get through there, but I would rather keep a fire contained to my garage than, say, my living room.
Yeah.
Random.
Hello, Robbie. Welcome to the men's room.
What's up, guys?
Hola!
Robbie, welcome to the program. Random question. Let's see here. Robbie, let's go with this one. What is the hottest you have ever been in your life? Where was it just absolutely cooking?
Oh, man, I used to do cedar roof restoration. So I used to go up and pull all the old shakes out and replace them with new ones. And then we do oil stain on the roof to make it look all pretty, like out in Gig Harbor and stuff like that. But you get out there on a summer day, man, and the yellow jackets are chasing you around and there's no shade. And it's not a fun place to be in the summer.
Is it hotter underneath the sheathing in the attic?
Oh, well, absolutely, yeah. It's hotter than you can imagine in the attic in the summer.
All right, based on your experience, is there anything that does not piss off a yellow jacket?
I don't think so, man. I think that they're awful little creatures, that's for sure.
Yeah, they see you and they want to kill you.
Now, when you're roofing, you have to wear jeans, correct?
I mean, the guy that I worked for, Dan, he was a pretty laid back dude. But I mean, you don't really want to go up there in shorts, anyways, because a lot of times you got to kneel down, and you don't want to kneel down on cedar.
Have you ever almost fallen?
Yeah, I've caught a couple. So we call them sliders. You wear like cork logging boots, rubber boots, basically with spikes on the bottom of them. And every once in a while, you catch one of them shakes that aren't so attached to the sheeting anymore, and they'll slip out, and it'll make your butthole pucker a little bit.
So basically, you're doing a self-rescue with your boots.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times we'd have like a climbing harness and a rope, attached to a tree on the backside of the house or something like that, so you don't fall. But I've seen some close calls.
I guess that would just pretty much depend on the slope of the roof.
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes you can walk around up there, but a lot of those big houses out there in Gig Harbor and stuff, they are steep.
What? Because I don't know anything about cedar shake. What's a lifetime on those?
Oh, I mean, if you take care of them, you can make them last, depending on the thickness of them. They don't really make them very thick anymore. Nothing's as nice as it used to be, but, you can make them last 30, 40 years if you oil them and wash them.
Okay,
damn.
All right. So the average person, 15 years. Yes, if you do all of these maintenance things, yes, you can continue that, but that ain't going to happen.
I think the hottest, I had a layover in Dallas at one point in time, and it was 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So I was smoke, go outside to get a smoke. And I mean, when I walked out through those sliders, and keep in mind, I got to go through TSA. I had plenty of time, though.
Right.
My goal is I can have 2 cigarettes out here,
and
go back in, go to the bar, eat, have plenty of time. I go outside. I choke down a half a cigarette. I put it out. I go back inside to the airport, go through TSA, go to the restaurant that I want to eat at. I sat down. I'm still sweating.
Yeah.
I was not hungry anymore. It was so hot that I did not feel like eating just from that one experience.
But I think a lot
stepping
of it,
outside for 5 minutes.
It's the humidity. Like, we were in Houston, and on this particular occasion, it got up to 107, fear of thunderstorms, blah, blah, blah. But I remember the guy on the news pops on, and this is Houston, Texas. It's hot just as a fact, right? And he goes, because of the temperature and some other weird atmospheric thing going on, I don't remember. He goes, we had to create a new color on the warning system. So while code red is, quote unquote, as bad as something can be, he's like, it's worse than that. So it's code purple, which we've never done before. We don't know if we're going to do it again. But they had to come up with a color on the fly because you would think code red is as bad as it could be. And this guy had to explain, this is worse than anything that we anticipated with a code red. And I just thought this is, and my aunt at the time was setting up chairs outside because she wanted an outdoor family reunion. We got lucky because we ended up with those thunderstorms, had to move it inside. So there's that, right? And you go like, this is ridiculous. This is hot. And that's when you realize where humidity comes in. Because all the years I worked in restaurants, you're wearing long sleeves, long pants, all this crap, everything's burning, blah, blah, blah. They get like 115 degrees in the kitchen. And I'm like, why do we do this for a living, right? There are people that drop dead in Phoenix because it's as hot. Now, granted, there's no humidity in the kitchen.
See, I think that's why macaroni salad, potato salad exists. You need something cold.
You need something cold. Something cold and hearty.
Well, generally in those hot areas, I mean, part of the reason people like, I think in Scottsdale are always better looking. It's just when it's that hot, it's hard to eat.
It's hard to
heavy
eat.
stuff. But I'm with you. I've been in some very humid, horrible places, right? Like Knoxville, Tennessee. Ugh. Austin, the end of June last year was pretty miserable. But also, I went to Vegas. It was 117. And my buddies were at the Encore pool.
Okay.
They kept insisting they were at the Wind pool.
Oh, no.
And by the third, and that's a pretty big pool, but by the third time I walked around in it, like I am drenched in sweat. I could feel my my body getting burned already. Like, me and my buddy had to stop and buy suntan lotion as I was like, this is too much.
Is that a different heat than Scottsdale? Vegas. Because they always say Scottsdale is like dry heat.
And usually dry heat's not as bad, but when you get to 120,
right,
there's just not much you can do.
And when you're in Vegas, it's all concrete.
Correct. I mean,
so you can't escape it.
And there's no shade.
It was so hot, right. But I will say, Austin, that humidity was so gross. I mean, even at the wedding I was at, there was plenty of beverages, but at one point, you just had to start drinking water. You thought you were going to die.
Yeah, we're headed to where the hell are we? Orlando next week, kids volleyball tournament, whatever. And when my wife first told me about this in February, I said, we're going to Orlando in July. She goes, yeah. So I know it's going to be miserable. We already started looking at the weather, and it's 94, which in my mind, it's bad, but it's not that bad. But I know damn well when I step off the plane, it's going to be significantly worse than I thought. So the one thing we did, I did ask kids if they wanted to go to Disney because they'd always wanted to go, and I'd always just flat out said no. And I just said, look, we're going to be in Orlando, so if you mofos want to go, this is your chance. Yep. They thought about it all day. They said no. But you know where we are going, Miles? And this was
Universal Studios.
Yes, but where specifically?
You're going to go see the gopher from the Caddyshack movie that I have a picture with.
We're going to the water park.
Oh.
We were like, look, if we're going there, we're going to the water park, man.
Yeah,
I'm not dealing with that heat outdoors.
They have crazy rides. I will tell you that you're not going to want to hear this. This is going to make it I don't know about Universal. I know for Disney, that's outside of the week after Christmas, July 4th is the most crowded week.
I saw that when we looked at the prices. We had to coordinate with a couple other players from his team, fine. We'll meet you guys early Sunday morning at this water park. I'm like, whatever, man. But all the adults agreed water park because it's so hot. But my wife starts pulling up the prices, and I go, that's really not that bad. She, oh, wait, it's July 4th week. The price shot up exponentially. It's for the same experience.
It's unbelievable. I've been to Disney World on July 4th, and it literally, they had to take us to overflow standing to watch fireworks.
Jesus.
Also, just be ready. It'll thunderstorm every day.
Jesus.
Oh, I know.
So we're actually
every day.
Compared to the rest of the country, we're doing okay.
We're doing great.
The country's hot.
Jesus, man. Even in Lake Tahoe, they had a boat that got
capsized, didn't it?
Yeah, 8-foot waves and a cold front moved in.
What?
That's Tahoe. So you got to think, you got to go south.
Wait, a cold front moved in?
Yes. You got to even go way south of San Francisco.
Wow.
To get any warmth on the West Coast. So there's, obviously Death Valley and stuff. But the National Weather Service, they put out an advisory warning people.
Stay inside.
Basically, yeah. But avoid heavy foods, meals high in protein, because they can raise your body temperature.
Oh, really?
I did not know that.
Okay.
They said you should avoid alcohol and coffee, even iced coffee, because these drinks speed up dehydration. And you should also avoid leaving your children and pets in your vehicle, particularly in the sun.
Come on.
I know, but they have to remind people this every time. Use sunscreen, drink lots of water, sports drinks. This thing is going to hang around the East Coast and Midwest for a while.
Yeah, I'm flying into it.
And if you watched any of that Mariners-Cubs series over the weekend, people were dropping at Wrigley like flies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. People were leaving that game early.
Yeah.
They play in the daytime almost every single game.
Didn't you say you know someone who left in the 5th inning?
I do.
Just because of the temperature.
By the way, guess what kind of seats they had? The equivalent of, what is that?
Or then the bleachers, the metal.
No, they're behind home plate. What are those called?
Really? Like Diamond Club?
These were big-time seats, yes. But I don't think they have the same facilities underneath as we do here at T-Mobile.
Sure.
So I think it's more of an antiquated version of that, just based on the age of the stadium.
I'm sure they still made them pretty. They'll fix up the VIP sections.
No air conditioning.
Well, that doesn't shock me.
So that
Wrigley is old.
That was the problem. Was that you could go back there.
Yeah.
You could get your drinks. It was just sweltering hot.
Yeah.
And like all the people, like the guys who work the aisles, the vendors. I mean, apparently
Just
there were
miserable.
EMTs all over that stadium helping people who were absolutely dropping like flies.
Well, someone here says, hottest for me, Louisiana in September. Louisiana's thick. Yeah. And September and August are basically the same month. It is as humid as it's ever going to be, and the temperature spikes around 100. I'm telling you, man, in the year I lived there, one thing I figured out, it's like, man, there's so much crime there. And there is. Like, you know why? Because they're hot. And when people get hot, they get really irritated.
Same with
Baltimore. When summer hits, crime goes to the roof, but everyone's just pissed.
Yeah.
Because it's not like property crime grows up. It's more, Ted and I have an argument in December. Maybe we throw a punch. Ted and I have the same argument in June. Somebody gets shot.
But your room is not cooling off till 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So even if you go to bed at 10, your room is hot until like the middle of the night.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And there's something you could do. We keep saying it with humidity. Like, I mean, that Knoxville trip, it was Labor Day weekend, might be the most miserable I've ever been. And even my buddy Bernie, you guys could test. Bernie loves drinking beer.
Yeah.
It was so hot. He's like, Ted, I can't even drink one. And then
Damn.
Like where we were at,
that's like snake bite with the fart.
Exactly. They had these guys like running shuttles, and like most other games, they're running beer out to people, and they were like, "Guys, need water or ice?" Like, yeah, we'll take another case of water, another thing of ice.
Like, you know the hottest I've been? Now, I can't remember if you were with us, Miles, at Castle's wedding. All right, he gets married at a chapel in Vegas.
Oh my God!
And look, it's Vegas. It's Vegas hot. He gets married in July. It's exactly what you think. Now, we weren't the most coordinated group, but anyway, we leave the chapel. There's maybe 8 of us, and, you know, it's Vegas, so people drive limos like they drive an Uber. Guy pulls over. Hey, man, you guys need a ride back to the Wind is where we're staying. We're like, absolutely. And the thing is, when we're standing out there, everyone's just dying because the heat's beating down. We get in this guy's limo. He takes off. That's when we realize is hey, I just want to let you guys know my air conditioning's broken.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, it was like climbing into an oven. Seriously, man. We could not. And when you open the windows,
nothing happened.
It just got warmer. One of our buddies, Batman, basically had a heat stroke.
Yeah.
And the bag started getting undressed in the back of the limo.
The wedding's over. We're standing outside. We're waiting for these cars to come back and get us, right? So I'm looking down the road. This car comes pulling in. Jolene pops out. It's 10 minutes after the wedding. The wedding is done.
She is all dolled up. Yeah.
He and his wife, they had moved on in life.
So, Jesus, guys.
There's this dusty road. Like, she pulls up, steps out in cowboy boots. I'm here. Like, you missed the whole thing.
Beautiful service.
More of the Random Question coming up. 206-803-ROCKS.
Why are more women than ever choosing natural cycles? The hormone-free, side-effect-free way to take control of your fertility. Natural Cycles is a birth control app that uses your temperature to find your fertile window. It is more than a basic cycle tracking app. Natural Cycles is the only FDA-cleared and CE-marked birth control app and has helped millions prevent and plan for pregnancy naturally. Save 15% when you sign up today with code RADIO15. Learn more at naturalcycles.com.
Presented by T-Mobile, the official wireless partner of Odyssey Sports. With an awesome network and great savings, there's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit your neighborhood store to make the switch today.
Get set for summer adventures in a new Ford and get thousands in savings and special APR offers with employee pricing at Kendall Ford of Marysville. We're down to the final weeks of being able to buy like a Ford factory employee. Don't miss the savings, like over $11,500 off MSRP on a new 2024 Ford F-150 Crew Cab XLT 4x4. And get 0% APR. Need more room for the family? Get into a new 2024 Ford Expedition XLT 4x4 and save over $10,200 off MSRP. No matter where your summer fun leads, enjoy the drive in a new Ford. Get in on the savings with Ford employee pricing before these deals are gone. Stop by Kendall Ford of Marysville today. Kendall. Let's start something great.
VIN number 1FRKF 18183 and 1FREA 90321. Zero down payment, financing on approved credit, all factory rebates subject to change. Price does not include taxes, title, or license. A negotiable documentary service fee of up to $200 may be added to the sale price of the vehicle. Subject to prior sales, see dealer for details. Offer expires 7/7/25.
From the Pinky's Plumbing Studio, you're in the men's room. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK.
Got another stop on the Men's Room World Tour announcement coming up at 4:30. Yes. Heading across the pond once again.
Across our version of the pond.
Pond for a little party. Men's Room style. The details coming up at 4:30. Right after a random question. 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Russ. Welcome to the men's room. Liquor and whores.
Russ, welcome to the program. Random question. Let's go with this one. How did you really, really, really hurt yourself? What were you doing?
Sorry, funny story here. I was up late one night smoking a brisket, and I decided to split some wood with a hatchet. I missed the wood and went straight across my hand. And this happened during COVID, and tried to get into emergency room during COVID.
So wait, where did you hit yourself with the hatchet?
Right in my hand instead of the wood.
So you're splitting wood for your smoker?
I was splitting wood for my smoker and missed the wood and right across my entire hand.
All right, so now it says during COVID, you're trying to go to an emergency room during COVID. How long did you have to wait, given the nature of your injuries?
They made me wait outside for half an hour while they ran a couple tests. And my wife had to sit in the parking lot for 3.5 hours before it came back out.
So top of the hand or palm?
It went from index finger across to my wrist on my palm.
On your palm. Oh, God.
Jesus, dude.
So you're basically just holding this thing in your hand. And you cut all the way through into your hand?
Yeah, the only part of the bone I hit was right at the top of my index finger by the knuckle.
Yeah,
the rest of it went straight into the meat.
So safe to say you keep your hatchet sharp.
Splitting wood, yeah. I was trying to get it done.
I know.
Well, no, you were splitting hands, but the goal, yes, to split wood. Hey, how did your brisket turn out?
The brisket actually turned out good, but I was definitely on team not sober that day.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. Team not sober. Good times. Yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking, like, all right, you got to go to the emergency room, you got to wait 30 minutes. You got to wait another 3 hours for everything to be done. But honestly, if I'm smoking a brisket, it kind of works out.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, the brisket should be
I'm
okay.
buying lump charcoal next time. I'm doing it that way.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. Reason we asked, how did you really hurt yourself? Older U.S. adults are increasingly dying from, any guesses?
I've seen this, so I won't say.
Unintentional falls.
Falling?
It's going through the roof.
What is
through the floor?
Increase in the right? Because one thing about old people, ever since I've been a little kid, is hey man, they're more susceptible to fall. They had life alert, I fall
Good
and then I
news.
can't get up.
This is mostly white people.
Awesome.
How's that good news?
For
They
Steve.
say to me.
Oh, for Steve.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was very specific
Jesus,
to me.
dude.
We still just die of diabetes
That's right.
and gunshots.
Yeah. But we're going to fall, apparently. And it accounts for the vast majority of the deaths. So from 2003, 20 years later, death rates rose from falls more than 70%.
What the hell's going on?
For adults ages 65 to 74, according to a report from the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention. The rate increased more than 75% for people 75 to 84, and double for seniors 85 and older.
Again, what is going on with white people?
Well, they did not try to answer why death rates from falls are increasing, but experts say there may be a few reasons, like gradually improving our understanding of the role falls play in deaths.
Okay.
So more people living longer to ages when falls are more likely to have deadly consequences. So you could fall, have a problem, and pass away from that fall 2 or 3 years later.
So the heart attack is what dropped him, but it's the actual fall when they broke all these bones that killed him.
41,000 Americans died of falls last year.
Wow.
41,000 of retirement age Americans. The most recent year for which the stats were out. That suggests that falls were blamed in about 1 of every 50 deaths in older Americans. So more than half of those 41,000 deaths were people 85 or older. And the CDC found white people accounted for 87% of the deaths in the oldest category. But there is a white twist to this.
A white twist?
Ooh. Yes.
Sounds like a TV show.
They're slipping on mayonnaise.
The white twist.
Yes.
You thought you're watching The Jeffersons.
Right.
Stay tuned for the special white twist.
Okay, so a number of factors can contribute to falls, including changes in hearing and vision, medications, all the stuff that can make you lightheaded, right? But death rates varied widely from state to state. And if you go someplace where it snows or has ice, you're going to slip and fall.
Minnesota.
I mean,
Michigan.
Minnesota's number 2, Wisconsin is number 1, Maine, Oklahoma, and Vermont.
So other than Oklahoma, that explains the white people
The
part of it.
lowest state is Alabama. I think you can do the math on this. All right?
Okay. That kind of explains it.
Researchers also can't yet explain why white seniors die of falls at a higher rate than people in other racial and ethnic groups. But it's got to have a
They
lot to do with
just
where
said
they live.
it.
I know. but they
You're in
don't-
Michigan
but
and
they don't have to prove
Wisconsin, and it's cold. Like, do the demographics,
Older
man.
black people have the lowest fall-related death rate.
I ain't falling.
Well, you're also living in Texas.
Right, exactly. Everything's flat.
Or Florida
seriously.
or whatever.
I expected that. Like, no, not going out like that.
I ain't going out like that. I take my diabetes and go home. F
See,
you.
mine's the bathtub. You ever get one of those bathtubs that feels like it's kind of like the floor is more of a V?
It's rounded, yeah.
Than your flat-ass one?
Yes.
And like you get in, you kind of feel like you're always slipping towards the middle.
I know what you're talking about.
And there's like that slimy layer of crap on there. I mean, you feel like you're just barely can scooch.
Have you ever stepped foot? I've done this once in my life. Well, at one occasion to a brand new unused shower.
Yes.
So I did not realize how slick those things are. We had just moved to Baltimore. I'm 14. And the first time I got in, I didn't completely fall out, but you hear, the foot slips before you can get your balance. And I remember telling my dad, I said, look, man, I've never been in a bathtub like this. This is like stepping at a 60-degree angle of ice. Like, it does not matter what you do, you can't not slip. So he said, all right, we'll get some of those ugly-ass rubber, like, flower things you stick down.
Yep.
I'm like, all right, no worries. Well, they didn't get to it. The bathroom wall bordered my bedroom wall. About 2 mornings later, I hear my father getting ready for work. He's in the shower, and you just hear the... So he slipped out of the shower, naturally grabbed the shower curtain, because that's what you do.
Rip that down.
Tore it down.
Absolutely tore it down, slipped out of the bathtub, slid the length of the vanity, and came to a stop when his head bashed into the bathroom door.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he was effed up for like 2 weeks, man. And then, what do you know... We got those little ugly-ass rubber flower things that you stuck in there. There's nothing... I don't know if that's still the case or if the industry said, man, this is a bit slick, right? I was 14, and it's like, I cannot physically stand in this bathtub. So you'd start the shower, and I'd get in like I'm taking a bath, and then slowly get to your feet. I've just never had that experience. The whole time I lived there.
My mom, she's terrified of when my grandmother, 99, her twice-a-week shower. Because if she falls, my mom she can't pick her up. I mean, it's one of those situations. It's too tight in there. The position she falls, sometimes she just leans over and collapses. So it's not like she's falling like, you know what I mean? Like she's falling face down, like into a small shower area. Just God almighty.
How often do you think about it?
All the time.
I thought about it briefly
I think about
yesterday.
it for me. I think about it for my mother. I think about it all the time.
I mean, especially if you have an older parent that lives alone.
Mm-hmm.
Like the trip and falling thing was a massive thing with my mom, right? Like her physical health is still very good.
But that does, right.
But it was just like, she's gonna trip eventually and fall in there.
We all do. The difference, and the reason I thought about it was getting out of the shower Saturday, and my toe just clipped the end of the tub as I'm stepping out. I didn't even almost fall. Like, it just clipped. It kind of hurt. But then you start thinking, like, if I'm my father and I clip it the same way, like, he's going down, man.
That's why I put my socks on standing up. Every day.
Wait, what?
I put my socks on standing up every day.
Wait, you're standing up and put on
It's a
your socks.
balance exercise. I want to be able to
I
be
see what
strong
you're
enough to
saying.
be on one leg.
Yeah, but what
have my
happens
balance.
when you fail that exercise? Then you take the fall that
I'm
you're trying to
taking
avoid.
I'm taking the header.
I'm still going to sit down
But
and do it.
I'm practicing. I'm practicing.
That's what this is.
Yes.
Okay.
Just in case one foot slips out, bam, I got that other one.
You think any flamingos ever just fallen over?
No.
I heard it so.
No.
Right, they were standing
Well,
on one
it's not just-
foot.
I was going to say, it's not just falling and hurting yourself. A few years ago, and I'm real gentle getting out of the tub now. Like, you have like 1 foot up on the tub and you're drying off your leg or whatever. Like, as I went to get out, like that foot slipped and I had a sore back for like a few days.
You didn't even hit anything.
No, I just like threw my back out, tried to adjust real quick so I didn't fall. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. So I didn't fall, but so now I'm like super ginger getting out of the tub every
Because
time.
a bad back makes every balancing act a lot more difficult.
Yeah, it's like those old school claw tubs. Getting it out of those things sucks.
I can't believe more people didn't die back.
Well, if you fall, go back on your left and just completely rip that thing.
Yeah. Right, just get rid of that
Yeah,
shoulder.
exactly. Just held it.
Be done with it. Hello, Solomon. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, guys, how's it going?
Hola. Solomon, welcome to the program. Ran a question. Let's go with this one. In your lifetime or recently, what tourist trap have you visited?
Tourist trap?
I mean, it's no.
You know when you're in it.
Like, I'm going to Universal Studios next week. I'm not kidding myself. I'm sure I'll have a fine time. It's not that, but I'm not mistaking this for anything other than what it is. Where you go to Pike Place Market and you say it's a tourist trap, and it's like, no, it's kind of
really not.
It's an asset to the city, but if you're a tourist, it's absolutely worth visiting. As a Universal, no one from Orlando goes to Universal. Idiots like me end up in Universal.
Yeah.
I would probably have to say a water park in Texas.
Was it fun, though?
I was there with my daughter, so I there was supposed to be a lot of good rides, but there weren't. But it was fine because she was, for a 6-year-old girl, it was fine, and that's what I was really there for there anyway. So.
I'll tell you what, though,
Don't
man.
you love being a parent where that's what you tell yourself? Like, I have spent countless hundreds of dollars. I have spent hours in this one place. Maybe I'm uncomfortable because of the top, but in the end, my kid's happy, so I'm going to be cool about it.
There was nothing more that fired me up than seeing a water park at the beach. I'm like, yes. When I was a kid, yes.
Can I comment on something you guys were talking about earlier in the week?
What's that?
Okay, remember you were talking about Chris Novoselic, how he threw his bass guitar up in the air and it
hit
him in
him?
the face?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you ever want to watch somebody do that right, Prince playing the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee ceremony awards when he does this amazing 6-minute-long guitar solo. At the very end, he throws his guitar up, walks off the stage, and it never comes down.
You know what? That's a weird video because it's while my guitar gently weeps. And then you're right.
Yeah.
You do not see the
Yeah.
guitar. And there's 55 people. Jeff Lynne, Tom Petty.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like, there's 900 guys up there.
So he taught,
Time
I
he
love
does
that. It doesn't even come down.
And every one of those guitarists is looking at Prince like, I can't do that.
I can't keep up with this guy.
This guy's good.
I can't do that. All the reason we asked what tourist trap have you most recently visited. When's the last time anybody here has been to the Needle?
I know definitively the year I got married because family was in town.
So
however,
2007?
18 years ago. Yeah, honestly, man. I've been around it, cutting through there, but to physically go up
I've
into
been
the
to
Needle.
Seattle Center. I've been to
the center, sure.
Experience Music Project. I've been to
I'm trying to remember if I actually went
Science Center
in the Needle with my family last year when they were out here around
So,
July 4th.
I know I've been there. I just have not physically been inside and gone to the
How much does it
purpose of
cost? How much does it cost? Do we even know that much?
Nope.
I don't know right now.
Is it $25? I don't know either. I mean, I have no idea. What do you do when you get to the top?
You
look
at
around?
it, everything.
You look
Well, now,
around.
now they redid it, though. It's kind of fancy up there. You can get a beverage. You can hang out for a minute.
Okay, a beverage helps.
The glass floor.
Well, that's what the basis for the story was. Or the question: what tourist trap have you most recently visited?
What counts as a tourist trap?
So something
In my
like
mind-
the Space Needle is designed
Does
specifically
the waterfront
for
count?
tours. No, because but that's the thing. So like the market and the waterfront. Obviously, the waterfront was redone with tourists in mind, but it is an asset to those of us that live in the city. With the Space Needle, nothing against it. We can take it or leave it. It has no impact on our quality of life. The market.
Yeah, if you want to see the city, go up to Columbia Tower.
Right. So I would say like Space Needle definitively, any museum you're going to run through the locals quick, so tourists have to be the thing. Louvre, that keep your museum going. So stuff like that, or
Hollywood Boulevard.
Hollywood Boulevard, absolutely tourist.
Niagara Falls.
Beautiful, but everything they've built around it. Like, you don't go to Niagara Falls and say, man, the nature's beautiful. It is, but the only place you see nature is if you're looking at the water.
Times Square.
I guess I was thinking more of like, there's a lot of seafood restaurants, but a couple times a year, and I went last year with my family, then they say Mike and I did it in December when we had some time off for Christmas, is I'll go down to the Crab Pot and sit there.
Yeah. See, I don't know if that's a tourist trap. It's like, it's a very, 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 very tourist-friendly restaurant and a spot where tourists are going to be. But even if you took out the cruise ships, I think it stays in business. Enough of us go down.
It is funny, but like I was talking to the bartender, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you just don't get locals in here at all, because people just think of it as just tourists."
Yep. Right.
So
he only remembers me as I'm the only guy that brings my own
Old Bay.
That's right. Nothing wrong with that. So basically, with the renovations they did with the Space Needle, they wanted to do some stuff upstairs that I guess architecturally they could not do back in 19 and whatever the
60 something,
62, whatever it was. But either way, they also realized that they needed to do stuff just with the actual structure of the building.
Okay, yes,
so they put a one of a kind Otis elevator in there, the only one I believe in the world. Also,
what makes it unique, or do they say?
Is that the one that's like all glass?
It is, and they're going to put like 3 or 4 more. So 1962 World Fair. So what is new? The new elevator created by Otis.
Otis Spunkmeyer.
That's exactly right. The Skyliner is a double-deck floor-to-ceiling glass elevator. Each cab fits about 20 people. Takes 41 seconds. The next double-decker elevator will be finished in 2027. The third in 2028. Now, when you reach the top, the old rotating restaurant is gone.
Okay.
Hopefully there's a bar up there. I do not know.
There is. Last time I was up there, it had been redone with the glass stuff.
Didn't you say the restaurant itself had improved? Or
I just know there's like areas where you can literally like grab a beer and like while you're walking around have a beer or a glass of wine.
Nice. All right.
But I want to say it's like the airport. Like they don't want you hanging out up there. It's like a beer or two. Then like, all right, you're
Get
done.
out. They added 200% more glass than there was originally. In their minds, they said we were adding 200% more view and more abilities to actually see and observe, which is the whole idea behind the building. So the Space Needle, by the way, stayed open through the entire redesign and construction. So at least they made it to the point where they could get this work done and people could still go up and check it out.
All right. Any guesses on the cost to ride to the top of the Space Needle? A couple people checked in.
I was going to say $25.
I think it's got to be more. 35.
Both of you have underbid. Mike, what do you think?
I'll go $40.
$40. It is currently $49 per person.
$50.
And my question is,
what's the Columbia Tower?
To go up to the top. You know, I walk by that thing every day. I have no idea.
Now, they don't have a bar up there or anything.
Well, there's a tower club.
Yeah, but that's a little lower, right?
No, it's really high up there. I mean, you're taller than anything else. I'll show you some pictures.
Okay.
But you got to know a member. So like I was
wow.
lucky to be over there a couple of weeks ago having dinner, but you forget how high it is.
Have you been to the top of the Smith Tower bar when that was open for a while?
No.
That was badass, too.
Trust me, Mike, it's rare that I get to flex on that one, but I had that one sitting in the
What
whole.
do they have for appetizers?
Appetizers, they have a full restaurant up there.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
For private people.
Yeah.
It's a private, it's a club.
It's like the Elks and the Moose or something.
Yeah, might be a little more than that.
A little more than that, but yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Would you rather go up Columbia Tower or Space Needle, right? You visit a city, never been to Seattle.
Space Needle. Space Needle without question.
And that's what's funny about it, because you're going to get a better view from the Columbia Tower. But I'm telling you, 99% of people would say, take the Space. I'll take half the height.
I think it's a better.
Space
I think the Space Needle is a better experience.
The needle itself or the stuff it's
to the top of the Columbia Tower. Last time I was there, I walked the steps.
Well, that's stupid. Yeah,
like a fireman thing. So that was not fun. But I mean, when I got up there, I was like, "This is cool. Let's get out." I
want to go home.
I just honestly
hang out too much.
I've only been up there twice in my life. Right,
Columbia.
Yeah, somebody we used to work with. Their brother had a membership, so we got to go up there. But going up there again, the last time I was up there, I just forget how high it is. I mean, you're looking down on basically every other building. And then it's also trippy because, like, it's weird to see helicopters getting up to you.
Yeah, when you see the top of a helicopter, it's a weird thing.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what's weird. Last time that I flew into town, we had this route right here that we see all the planes.
Over 5, yeah.
Okay? I have a right window seat.
All right.
I can see our building. You can see the beehives on top of our building from the planes that come in right here.
Oh, really?
It's the only two boxes up there. They're like right on the corner. And I'm like, I know exactly what the hell that is. I've seen the pictures of it. That's the beehives. But you can see them from like, what is it, a half mile away probably?
I've never noticed it before.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep my eyes peeled.
Let's see here. Your guess is as good as mine. Coming up, the categories cars and hot sauce. And emails coming up next in the men's room at KISW.com.
Looking for a dealership that truly cares about you? Discover the difference at Toyota of Bellingham. Here, we prioritize on providing a world-class experience, not just making a sale. Toyota of Bellingham's mission? To build lasting relationships and be your go-to for all things automotive, sales, service, and parts. With a stellar 4.6 Google rating and being voted the best dealership in 3 counties for 4 consecutive years, we're dedicated to excellence. Toyota of Bellingham, where customer satisfaction drives us. Visit our showroom today or check us out online at toyotaofbellingham.com.
Presented by T-Mobile, the official wireless partner of Odyssey Sports. With an awesome network and great savings, there's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit your neighborhood store to make the switch today.
From summer plans to summer projects, it's truck season at Kendall Chevrolet of Marysville. From towing your toys to pulling up to the perfect camping spot to loading up a truck bed full of supplies for that next project. Take on summer with a great deal on a new Chevy truck that's up for anything. Right now, you can save $8,500 off MSRP on a new 2025 Chevy Silverado 1500 Custom Crew Cab 4x4. If you need more truck for the job, step up to a Chevy Heavy Duty. Save $6,500 off MSRP on a new 2025 Chevy Silverado 2500 LTZ Crew Cab 4x4. Chevy, together, let's drive. Get in on the summer savings at Kendall Chevrolet of Marysville. Stop by today. Kendall, let's start something great.
VIN number SG312766 and S1202522. All factory rebates subject to change. Prices listed do not include tax, title, or license. A negotiable documentary service fee of up to $200 may be added to the sale price of the vehicle. Subject to prior sales, see dealer for details. Offer expires 6/30/25.
Fun fact, you can't get pregnant every day. You're only fertile for 6 days, ovulation day and the 5 days leading up to it. Natural Cycles is the only birth control app that can pinpoint your fertile window by analyzing your hormone-driven temperature trends. It's more than just a basic cycle tracking app. Natural Cycles is the only FDA-cleared and CE-marked birth control app and has helped millions prevent and plan for pregnancy naturally. Save 15% when you sign up today with code RADIO15. Learn more at naturalcycles.com.
Presented by T-Mobile, the official wireless partner of Odyssey Sports. With an awesome network and great savings, there's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit your neighborhood store to make the switch today.
We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
All right, your guess is as good as mine. Kind of a first time for a few emails to the men's room at KISW.com. But before we get there, little special announcement. We're partying 20 years here at the Rock in Seattle, KISW. With that, the Men's Room World Tour with a brand new stop. Join us Saturday, July 19th from 2 until 5. 3 exciting drinking hours with us at Tracerton Movie House in Bremerton. Bremerton. We'll have the Men's Room IPA, the 20th anniversary lager from Black Raven, and of course the beer brats from Uli's. And a good day just hanging out and drinking in the sun.
Yeah, man. And it's all ages.
And there's an arcade for the kids.
Is that for the kids?
What kids?
Yes. It's for the...
Well, for anybody.
Okay,
I'm
right.
just saying, hey, we generally, our events are 21 and over places. This is all ages. And if you're kind of like, do I bring them or not? Like, there's stuff for them to do.
Yeah. Okay, we were wondering about that because my kids always piss them on that they can't go to anything I do because it's 21 and over. So maybe this one.
Mm-hmm. Tracerton Movie House in Bremerton. We'll see you guys Saturday, July the 19th from 2 until 5. And more details on that thing coming up. So there you go. It's going to be a, what stop number is that? Is it 6?
Do we start them over at the beginning of the year?
Yeah. Yeah, we started at the beginning of this year, but I don't. 5?
Either way, all the details.
Should have looked this up.
All right, KISW.com. All right, let's see here. One email from today, guys. Your question about using the garage as storage or for a car. For my fiance and I, our garage is used for storage for all of his million tools and his hobbies. I can't even have a quarter of it to use as a home gym. Plus, he's very ADHD, so he leaves a trail of chaos where he goes in the garage until it's unwalkable. Then I'll spend days reorganizing everything. Love the show. That from Elizabeth.
I bet you he treats the garage the way you treat the closet. I only get this much of it, etc.
Or the bathroom sink.
Oh, and come on.
Time for some birthday emails brought to you by San Juan Salsa Company's Men's Room Roasted Red Salsa.
Dip responsibly.
Pacholos, today's my daughter Kinley's birthday. Can you wish her a happy 11th birthday with some dad jokes, a fart, and Coach Ted encouraging her for the upcoming 12U hockey season? Thanks, guys. That's from David from Rochester, New York.
That makes much more sense now.
How old, 11?
11.
11.
Shoot, so hard to find.
11.
Why can't you make an appointment with a librarian? Why can't you make an appointment with a librarian?
I don't know.
She's all booked up. I thought that was appropriate for 11.
Yeah, 11. Good.
More 11-year-old appropriate jokes. Guys, I actually did eat a kid's meal last night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, her parents got really angry with me. And what did T-Rex say after his workout? What did T-Rex say after his workout?
I don't know.
Dinosaur.
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 That's pretty good. All right. 12U hockey. I don't know if I'm going to tell you to start lifting yet. You're only 11. That seems a little egregious. I would say, man, listen, at this age, the most important thing is not going to be the wins and losses. You got to fundamentally understand the sport. Now, sure, you want your team to be good, but whatever position you're learning, learn them all. Be good at it. Don't forget to back check.
Oh, no. I'm having a massive explosion over here. I got Coach Ted going with Coach Ted. Pacholos, thanks for 20 years of laughs. My son AJ is who introduced me to the men's room, and I've been cracking up ever since. Today, he's 25. So could he get a Suck It Up cupcake? Coach Ted and the captain giving him advice on how to slay the next 25. Lots of love there from Mom, Dad, and from Candace.
So,
Separate?
Suck it up, cupcake.
I think the coach is first.
All right, I was just going to judge the captain. I'm sure he's got horrible advice.
I have the best.
Real advice, you're 25. So I don't know if you've started yet. Start saving a little money there. Other than that, man, you kind of cruise into 30, all right? Late 20s to me are a sweet spot in life, right? You're not in your 30s yet. People don't expect you to be responsible. Hell, you're just a kid. Your 20s, do whatever you want. But after that, come back and talk to Coach. Next 5 years, though, should be on cruise control.
Ooh, well, ahoy there. Coming to the old Capitan and how to slay for the next 25 years. There are 3 ingredients you need to slay, as you say. Clean sheets, boxed wine, and cocaine. You're welcome. Crunchberry.
Fellas, I want to wish my girlfriend Erin a happy 45th birthday, the sexiest, most beautiful woman I know. Can we get a Pat Sajak, some green beans, and the captain talking about the time he rafted the Deschutes River in Eastern Oregon? I love you, baby. That from Sam.
She wants a D, and she's going to get one.
Green bean. What? Green bean. Okay. Green bean. Ooh, well, ahoy there. Me and all the mascots went down the Deschutes River. Quite a good time. We called it a team-building exercise, which is code for having orgies and doing copious amounts of drugs. But we started at the very beginning of the river, and we finally finished at the end of the river, known as Lava Lake, which oddly enough was the nickname Little Debbie got when she had dysentery. Crunchberries.
Boo Bitch 49 years old today. Can I please get the Dirty Germans telling me what's going to happen after the Pixies concert tonight? Thanks, guys. That from Jason.
Yeah, if you play your cards right, you'll go after one of these songs, and she will take your skin monkey to heaven.
Yeah. I think she's aware there's be no sleep because Lord knows she'll be up outside on the sticks.
Is that a real Pixie song?
This monkey goes to heaven. This monkey. Yeah, I did skins. That means your penis.
And finally, for the birthdays, guys, it's my girlfriend's 50th today. Her name is Andrea. Love her to pieces. Please give her turtle sex, a Leroy Jenkins, followed by the captain. Then the Dirty Germans telling her how much fun she'll have from her loving boyfriend, Reggie.
Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins.
Yeah, with a name like Reggie, you just know he's dirty. Otherwise, he would go by Reginald. Maybe he's a Reg man, but yeah, I think Reggie's going to get quite nasty down there tonight.
Yeah, you know, Reggie, I call him Dirty Reggie around the way.
Yeah.
He used to live on the block because he will do anything with his tongue. Anything.
Ooh, well, ahoy there. Why sell yourself short, Reggie? Your name is Reggie White. So I'd hope for her birthday you'd emulate your historic namesake and just run unexpectedly out of the room as you're about to poop yourself. Wait 10 minutes with a big old smile on your face, tell her what happened, and then as Reggie would do, get down in the trenches. Crunch Bay.
Oh, by the way, let's get a contestant on the line now for your guess is as good as mine. 206-803-ROCK. All right, guys, here you go. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ja, the Dirty Germans, brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Think about
Meet Natural Cycles, the only FDA-cleared and CE-marked birth control app that's built around your body. The Natural Cycles app pinpoints your fertile days by tracking shifts in your temperature, so you can plan or prevent pregnancy naturally. It's easy to use. Simply take your temperature in the morning with our free Bluetooth thermometer included with our annual plan, or sync with your Oura Ring or Apple Watch. The app analyzes your data and tells you daily whether it's a fertile or non-fertile day. Natural Cycles is 93% effective with typical use and 98% effective with perfect use. But beyond effective birth control, the app helps you understand your body and cycle better than ever. And unlike some period tracking apps, Natural Cycles provides an advanced data protection program to keep your information private and secure. Ready to go hormone-free? Sign up for the Natural Cycles annual plan and get a free Bluetooth thermometer, plus 15% off your subscription with the code radio15 at naturalcycles.com.
Presented by T-Mobile, the official wireless partner of Odyssey Sports. With an awesome network and great savings, there's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit your neighborhood store to make the switch today.
Looking for a dealership that truly cares about you? Discover the difference at Toyota of Bellingham. Here we prioritize on providing a world-class experience, not just making a sale. Toyota of Bellingham's mission? To build lasting relationships and be your go-to for all things automotive, sales, service, and parts. With a stellar 4.6 Google rating and being voted the best dealership in 3 counties for 4 consecutive years, we're dedicated to excellence. Toyota of Bellingham, where customer satisfaction drives us. Visit our showroom today or check us out online at toyotaofbellingham.com.
I have a couple extra emails here until we get a contestant online, guys. My own profile this. I have been listening for years, and profile this is well cemented into my brain. Today I was eating some almonds and felt a very hard couple of crunches. I immediately thought of Thrill's voice listing off possible answers. Mouse bones, my first thought. After inspection, I found that I had cracked my molar and was chewing on that. I have a dentist appointment tomorrow. Chew responsibly. That from Ryan.
Ryan, I've
Sorry
done
that
it.
happened to you, man.
I did it with a real tooth, man. And I didn't realize I had like cracked chip part of it. Same thing. And I was crunching. I was like, this is really hard. And then like the next day I wake up, like, God damn, my tooth is killing me.
You know what I like about us as human beings, though? Because I think we've all been there. Like, God, this is so hard. We don't think maybe pull this weird foreign thing out of our mouth that we know damn well shouldn't be there. Like, I'm going to crunch through this and swallow it. Then discover, oh, it's my tooth.
Yes.
What would you change about your partner, guys? Sorry for being a bit slow here mentally. Reflecting on the men's room shows from last week. Mine goes back to you guys asking the hard-hitting question of what would you change about your significant other? Took me a few days, few hours of research. I came up with a choice. Body. I wish my significant other had that big, glorious...
Badunk-dunk butt.
No,
butt
front
flaps.
side that she got lasered off.
Oh.
All I have are memories of that magnificent pre-lasered lady. Yes. Keep rocking, fellas. Huge fan. You make my daily commute survivable. That from Pat. He
lost his wife's goatee.
Yes, he did. Yeah, that's a real...
Her front tee.
That's
Scott's turf builder with mouse control.
That's a real bummer.
That's a crazy one. I feel like nobody's really letting it all go anymore, but this guy, he was all about it.
He's sad.
She lasered it.
You can laser that off?
You can laser anything off, dude.
I didn't know that.
It seems like a lot of trouble to go through, but...
Hit me, Doc.
Right.
Good.
I go in once a week to get one hair removed. From where? You can't tell.
Yeah, think about that. Spend all that money and no one knows except him.
I
He's
will
upset.
say,
So if you laser it off, it doesn't come back?
here's the issue. You got to go multiple times. I got my back lasered once, and it was extremely painful. and I never went back and did it again. So it all grew back.
How many? So like 2 or 3 treatments?
He's got a chance then.
No. She probably did it the correct way and did all the treatments in a row. Mine's like a clear cut that they planted. Like, as soon as I was done, there was little trees growing.
Time for Your Guess is as good as mine. It's an easy game to play, although our contestant just dropped off the line. Guess what? We don't have time for that, so you guys will be playing Your Guess is as good as mine. Lucky you.
We got time for that.
Best and worst car brands or America's hot sauce? What do you want to do?
Let's do hot sauce only because I saw the car brands earlier.
Okay.
So
and I can't guarantee I'll remember.
Most popular hot sauces?
Yeah, these are the 10 most popular hot sauces across the United States of America.
I don't know why I said that.
I was going to say, you have a stroke or what?
Hot sauces.
Yeah. Most popular.
Right? It depends on where you live, on what you choose to enjoy.
Everyone like these.
It really does. So I'll get into those.
We're going to talk about them sauces now.
I'll get into those specific areas as we go on. But you guys know the game. These are the top 10 hot sauce and chili sauce brands in the United States.
All right.
Do we have a guess? Just get this thing going.
Frank's.
Number 1.
Yep. Tabasco.
Tabasco. Number 6.
Wow.
Sriracha. Sriracha. Number 2. That is Hufong Foods, right?
Let me check.
Sure.
Hufong Foods?
Hufong Food? Crystals.
Yes, you're right.
It is. Crystals.
Oh, Crystal. Yeah. Crystal hot sauce.
Believe it or not, not on the list.
No way.
Really?
Man.
Dumb sons of bitches.
I grew up on that. Texas Pete.
Texas Pete is 7.
Attaboy, TP.
Has anybody heard of Louisiana hot sauce?
Yes.
Louisiana brand number 8.
That's
Oh, what about?
Okay, hold on. Let me make sure something real quick here on the crystals.
Did we already say Tabasco?
Yes.
Okay.
No, wait.
What
you
just got-
you said Louisiana brand.
yeah, and then Tabasco was 6.
Okay, so we
Tabasco
did
was
get
6.
Tabasco. All right.
What was Louisiana? 8?
Louisiana was 8. Yes.
Yep.
Oh,
Shoot, we're missing a big old chunk right in the middle there. We got Frank's, we got Sriracha.
What about Chihuly? Or Cholula?
Cholula? Yeah, there you go.
Chihuly's an R.
Right.
Makes it great.
Cholula is number 3. So far, you've got Frank's. You've got Sriracha. You've got Cholula. You've got Tabasco, Texas Pete, Louisiana brand. You've got 6 out of the 10 with 1 strike against you.
What's that other one that I'm missing? It's got a wooden cap on it and white label.
I know what you're talking
That's Cholula.
Cholula has the wooden cap.
Yeah.
There's also
But
a
it
very
has more of a
popular
yellow
brand that I like that I know is Mexican. It's just Victoria.
Ah, you're close.
Maybe am I not? Is it
Vancouver.
Valencia?
Valentina.
Valentina.
Valentina. Number 10. I figured it out. Okay, there's one, believe it or not, when it comes to hot sauce, there's one fast food establishment that's got a hot sauce that everyone talks about.
Arby's horsey sauce? No.
A hot sauce that everyone talks about.
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell hot sauce is number 5 on the list. Horsey sauce. Well, I guess that is technically hot. You know, I never really thought of it that way.
Yeah, it's horseradish, so that isn't.
There's 2 left.
What is it? Tapatio.
Tapatio number 9.
That's the one I'm thinking of.
Thank you, Texters.
There's one more. I don't know if I know this one or not. I got to look at the label.
Ooh.
This is the one I meant to look at earlier and I forgot because I'm an idiot.
We ran right
And
up
it's a
on this
hot
thing.
sauce. It's a popular hot sauce that people
Popular
like.
hot sauce.
I do like that Valentina.
Oh. You know, I guess I've seen this.
You see it in diners from time to time?
It's called Berman's.
Berman's hot sauce.
Oh, you know what, dude? That's one of those grocery stores. I think you get it at like Wegmans or something, but it's like I think it's specific to a special store.
Okay. It's number 4 on the list, so it does very good. Here are your top 10 hot sauces in the U.S. Valentina, number 10.
I'm not
Tapatio,
sure I'm
9.
familiar with Valentina.
Dude, it's that bottle. Any Mexican fruit
They have it over
stand,
here.
they always have it. It's just standard red bottle.
yep.
The label looks like it has one of the Mexican states on it. I
Yeah,
think.
Okay.
that giant-ass bottle next door upstairs.
I know exactly what
It's
you're talking
very
about.
mild. Like, I love that.
It's really good.
Stuff.
It's not good on chicken wings, but it's good on Mexican food. I've tried it with chicken
Yeah.
wings. It's just, I don't know, something's different.
Yeah.
Louisiana brand.
Yeah.
Texas Pete 7, Tabasco 6, Taco Bell 5, Berman's 4, Cholula 3, Hufong Foods number 2, and Frank's Red Hot.
Hufong
Foods and Frank's Red Hot number 1.
I know you got to search for it, but do yourselves a favor. Go online. Get some of that Old Bay hot sauce.
Oh, dude,
Yeah,
that stuff.
I mean, Mike and his wife came over once for breakfast, and I had it, and they were like, holy cow.
I will say this, even if you're not prone to heartburn, I'll give it to you.
It's worth it.
Coming up at 5:08, we'll drink a toast with a shot of the day. You are listening to the Men.
Meet Natural Cycles, the only FDA-cleared and CE-marked birth control app that's 100% natural, hormone-free, and side effect-free. Here's how it works. The app analyzes daily changes in your body temperature to find your fertile window, so you can plan or prevent pregnancy naturally. Natural Cycles is a clinically proven, non-hormonal birth control option that's 93% effective with typical use and 98% effective with perfect use. No synthetic hormones, just science. And if you're ready to start family planning, switching from preventing to planning a pregnancy is as easy as tapping a button. Plus, the Natural Cycles app makes tracking fertility easy. You can measure your temperature trends using an Oura Ring, Apple Watch, or our Bluetooth thermometer, which is free when you sign up for an annual subscription. Join over 4 million registered users who are taking control of their fertility naturally. Save 15% when you sign up with code RADIO15 at naturalcycles.com. That's Radio15 for 15% off today.
Presented by T-Mobile, the official wireless partner of Odyssey Sports. With an awesome network and great savings, there's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit your neighborhood store to make the switch today.
Get set for summer adventures in a new Ford and get thousands in savings and special APR offers with employee pricing at Kendall Ford of Marysville. We're down to the final weeks of being able to buy like a Ford factory employee. Don't miss the savings, like over $11,500 off MSRP on a new 2024 Ford F-150 Crew Cab XLT 4x4. And get 0% APR. Need more room for the family? Get into a new 2024 Ford Expedition XLT 4x4 and save over $10,200 off MSRP. No matter where your summer fun leads, enjoy the drive in a new Ford. Get in on the savings with Ford employee pricing before these deals are gone. Stop by Kendall Ford of Marysville today. Kendall. Let's start something great.
VIN number 1FRKF 18183 and 1FREA 90321. Zero down payment, financing on approved credit, all factory rebates subject to change. Price does not include taxes, title, or license. A negotiable documentary service fee of up to $200 may be added to the sale price of the vehicle. Subject to prior sales, see dealer for details. Offer expires 7/7/25.
Looking for a dealership that truly cares about you? Discover the difference at Toyota of Bellingham. Here we prioritize on providing a world-class experience, not just making a sale. Toyota of Bellingham's mission? To build lasting relationships and be your go-to for all things automotive, sales, service, and parts. With a stellar 4.6 Google rating and being voted the best dealership in 3 counties for 4 consecutive years, we're dedicated to excellence. Toyota of Bellingham, where customer satisfaction drives us. Visit our showroom today or check us out online at toyotaofbellingham.com.
The men's room returns with Miles and Thrill.
Coming up at 5:08, we'll drink a toast with a shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check-in with Mike Hogg and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Thank you, Miles. Officials are warning about Asian needle ants that have spread to New England.
Cool.
Yeah.
New England, we're good.
Oh, yeah, we're fine. They ain't going to come out this way. It's too cold.
What you doing with that needle ant?
Yeah.
Where is it? Oh, well,
Basically,
I'll be over there in a couple weeks. You want me to bring some back?
Why
Hey,
not,
if
dude?
you have anything to declare, Asian needle ants, yes.
Here you go.
They're crawling all over my body.
Basically, it can cause anaphylaxis in, I think it's in 2% of the population, and then the rest, it's going to be a bad bee sting that, it comes in waves over several hours.
Cool.
Yeah. So, shouldn't be fatal. However, it does cause anaphylaxis.
So how did they think they got here?
I ain't working on it.
I mean, outside of Boston, it's not like New England is this big bustling trade place.
Right. And it's not like it would just sit quietly on a plane between,
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Frequent nightmares have been linked to faster aging and premature death. What do you know when you're stressed out, things go a little quicker?
Because your body thinks it's real.
Right.
So when you're on a cliff, your heart is beating when you're sleeping.
Yes.
That's what you're dreaming.
Right.
Yes.
You're afraid.
If you're being chased through the woods with a dude with a knife.
Exactly.
Yes.
And even when you know it's a dream, it's like, well, I'm still kind of panicky because I'm still stuck in this dream.
Yeah.
God, I had that last night. I had somebody chasing me. It was Ghostface from Scream.
Jesus.
I was
Yeah.
on Steve in the elevator. Here's
Bad.
a weird one for me. My kids are always 4 or 5
Okay.
when I dream.
Oh, really?
So they're not the adults they are.
No.
They're always my kids.
That's how you always see your kids in your
I
subconscious
know.
mind.
And I can't figure it out. It's weird.
What's your favorite age, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's probably it.
Stupid, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Vermont's loon population has reached an all-time high, though fewer chicks are surviving.
So the ants get them.
That's right. Look out.
You got all these loons, now you got these Asian needle ants.
Yeah, Vermont loons. I didn't know that we had Vermont loons.
I did not either. I like when they bring it up. Like, hey, man, loon population's coming back. Because the next question is, we had a loon population?
Right, where did it go?
Oh.
And again, it's at an all-time high, but the chicks aren't surviving.
Like Champlain.
So who is?
So it's temporary.
Yeah.
Why bring it up? Say, man, there are more human beings on this planet than ever before. All the babies are dying.
That's right. Well, next year.
Is that good news?
Like, what are we doing?
Oh, the babies
loons been out of control.
Look out.
Horny ass loons.
University of Pennsylvania engineers have turned a toxic ancient tomb fungus into a potent cancer-fighting compound.
Well, they did something good out of it.
Tomb fungus.
Okay.
That is a death metal band.
Ancient tomb fungus?
Ancient tomb fungus.
I've seen too many doggone movies where you don't screw with anything as far as ancient tombs go.
And fungus. I mean, you add one other word that makes it even worse.
You're not wrong.
Right.
Maybe we should just leave some of that stuff alone.
There's certain powers that be that I might not believe in to the fullest extent. However, I'm not going to play with it. Yeah. I'm not going to test that theory.
Well, for me, it's not like I'm worried about a curse. That stuff doesn't bug me. But once you say, well, that's a fungus, like, then leave it alone.
Right.
You're telling it's been in this place for however many years. Leave it. It's fine.
Right. An ancient fungus. Right. Hasn't seen us in a long, long time.
And what do you know? Comes out and beats cancer. Wouldn't that have been the Jurassic Park trick?
Guys. I'm a good fungus. I'm a fun guy.
All right, we bring back the dinosaurs. Turns out they're all surgeons.
Oh.
I mean, basically, that's what I'm hearing here. It's like, all right, we resurrected this thing. And as it turns out, they're like, we can cure that cancer for you. Yes, I'm a T-Rex, but relax.
We actually figured out a way to grow actually organic limbs that we can sew back onto your body.
It's all good.
I just want to be the first to eat dire wolf.
Hell yeah. You want to be the first to eat the dire wolf.
Well, I mean, eventually, right? It'll
dire wolf steaks.
It'll grow in population.
Hey, dude, we're going to cook up that dire wolf now.
Yeah, right? Like, when do we start bringing back meat we want to eat?
Want to wear the pelt, too?
Sure.
Hell yeah.
Now, this is after they repopulate it, not now. There's only a couple
You get in trouble if you have no idea what it is, right?
Yeah.
So, look, man, I was hunting. I've never seen a dire wolf. I just saw this big-ass ugly dog. He started charging me. I shot him.
Ted, is that real dire wolf?
Right.
Those dire wolf boots.
Honey, look what I got you. It's a dire wolf fur.
It's dire wolf,
It's a bay wolf.
Yeah.
Still only the best for you.
A French woman from the Caribbean island of Guadeloupe has been identified as the only known carrier of a new blood type. A new blood type.
New blood type?
They're labeling Gwanda negative.
Come on.
Damn.
Gwanda
like
negative?
you're
Wanda or Wanda?
Gwanda.
Gwanda.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda negative.
They couldn't think anything other than
Gwanda.
Gwanda negative.
So
How
that means
do they think that she ended up with a new blood type?
I don't know. So that tells me that there's a lot more to blood than I anticipated.
The entire medical world is probably stunned. Like,
Exactly.
wait a minute, because your parents are what your parents are. Genetics, right? Just gets passed down, and you're like, well, you look like your mom, you laugh like your dad, but your blood is entirely new to human beings.
Right.
Cool. So, all right, my question is, say she has a medical emergency or she needs an organ transplant. Not that I expect you to know, but like, look, O is the O negative, whatever it is.
AB.
Whatever is universal, does it
AB
work
negative.
with, what is it, Gwanda?
Gwanda negative.
Gwanda negative?
That was my first concern, was like, okay, something goes belly up with this gal.
Or is she a universal donor?
Right.
Like, look, doesn't matter what blood type you
Does she
are.
have the ability to take or give the blood that she has?
And would that mess with the vampire?
Ooh.
Right? Vampires know what we know. These are the blood types they know. Maybe they can tell by taste. They bite her neck. Next thing you know, he's got like HIV or something.
You assume it's like different liquors? You know, like
different spirits.
Like an A, whether positive or negative, is going to be a whiskey or a vodka, and then a B
maybe
is
a
gonna
rye.
be a gin or a rye. Yeah.
I think if I'm a vampire, sure.
And then Gwanda's kind of like the absinthe of the blood world.
I don't do it much, but ooh.
It's hard to find, man, but doggone it, once you go. Killer whales off the coast have been observed by scientists using tools to scratch each other's backs.
Yeah. Keep watching, it gets weirder.
Come here now. There's a new MIT study that says ChatGPT can rot your brain.
What, for you paying too much attention? What?
So basically, they did a study where they had them write an essay or something like that, and they had one group use ChatGPT. They had one that was referencing online as well, and there was one that was just basically going from memory of what they had read or something like that. And they found, and it makes full sense, is that when you use ChatGPT, when you go in there and say, write me an essay about this, your brain activity is more about how do I get ChatGPT to put out what I want it to. You don't retain the information. And that's basically what they found out, is that after you gave the presentation, the people that used ChatGPT couldn't quite recall what it was that they had put in
So
that
if you
essay.
had follow-up questions, they're like, I don't know.
Exactly. So that's where it's quote-unquote rotting your brain, is it's causing your brain to be lazy because you just don't need to remember things near as bad.
I will point that you bring that up. Also today, a headline regarding GPT. It lost a chess game to the 1979 Atari version of chess.
Oh, dang.
Take that as you will.
Atari beat ChatGPT.
Atari. Yeah, in chess. Just thinking. That's the whole thing is ChatGPT, it doesn't think, it just presents.
Correct.
And Atari, I guess, however they strategize it, like, if you're not thinking, it's going to beat you. So that was today. It lost to frickin' Atari.
So that means it makes moves that just don't make any sense, but actually just worked. Because I got to assume that its AI is saying, what is the most, if you calculate it, what is the best move to make in this point, and we'll make that move.
Maybe that's why Atari beat it, because Atari doesn't think that.
Right.
Here
you go.
Base, man.
New research says women that get pregnant after the age of 45 risk elevated health risks to themselves and the offspring.
Yes, it's called a geriatric pregnancy.
No kidding.
Yeah.
They've been talking about
They've
this
got a term
forever.
for it.
Again, guys, is this a new study? This new study confirms the old
Can we
study.
vote for where the money goes for the studies?
Right.
I have no idea.
Can we just vote?
A Christmas party.
It's like it's got to be a grant, right?
Yeah.
So it's our tax dollars.
Right.
So I would say we've already covered this.
Yes,
guys.
exactly. Let's do something else.
You think the studies are just like, hey, can you check and see if this is still on the up and up?
I think they know that one. When
Do
all
a
the
study
doctors
where-
go, Jesus, man, hey, think about that.
Hey. A new study found that diehard sports fans process the game differently at a neurological level.
Sure.
Because they know the game.
Right. That's what they were saying, is that, the casual fan that doesn't quite, they're not quite a diehard, they will still watch the game. However, in the lulls, as it were, the diehard sports fan was even more intense. They're breaking down strategically
You're strategizing.
what's
Correct.
coming up next.
That's absolutely it, man.
Right.
I mean, I think at this point, everyone in this room, when you watch a game, especially a football game, like there's just so many things, right? I mean, just like why do we throw it on first down?
Exactly.
Right? Just
I'm
little
quieter
frustrating
during
things.
any given play than I am the 35 seconds between it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? Because at that point, they're strategizing, they're in a huddle, and what's the first thing you look at? Their lineup.
Correct.
Like, oh, Jesus, man, tell me you're not. Okay, thank God they put that guy in motion.
Exactly. There's a new article on the psychology behind why we hold ourselves to certain personal etiquette standards, yet relinquish others from that responsibility. And the example that they use,
Because they're not your responsibility.
yeah, pretty much. The example that they used is people that you go as a group out to dinner or lunch or whatever it is, and then you don't all get your food at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It's etiquette to wait until everybody has their food. But
you would tell everyone, please
everybody does
eat.
the same thing, right? But we don't expect anybody. Nobody's going to hold us to that standard. We have to hold ourselves to that standard. But
You're waiting for the go-ahead, though.
exactly.
Like, you want to eat. Your friends know you want to eat.
So
So
is
eventually they say, go ahead and eat. And you go, cool. But waiting for you to say that.
Right. So is it time to just pull that roll all together?
If you get like a Chicago pizza or something, it's going to be 45 minutes. Just depends on the food item.
Yeah.
Did
Go
you
for
order
it.
a whole roasted chicken? I'm eating.
But is it time to get rid of that rule?
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10. 10 personal etiquette tips that might be considered outdated or in need of a revision. You know how you're supposed to stand up when someone is making formal introductions? Well, it is a formality, and while I consider myself to be decently mannered, let's just say there's been a time here or there where a person of the very fine female persuasion makes it a mite bit difficult to stand up because, well, hello there, little fella. I see you want to shake her hand as well. At ease, Walter.
Walter.
Thank you, VD. So these are 10 personal etiquette rules that need to go or are outdated, and they do put at number 10 is waiting until everybody is served before eating. It says this rule can be in practical and casual settings or with large groups. It's generally acceptable to start eating once your food arrives, especially if others are already eating.
Yeah.
And usually it's not very far away.
And I don't personally care.
Right.
I put eat, man.
Right.
Yeah.
And
That's why you
especially with kids.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that rule does not apply. You
Dive
eat,
on in.
You eat whenever you need to, man.
The only other thing, it's not a rule, but I've noticed it comes up as a rule. Let's say you go out with a group of 5 people. Whoever the one buddy is, and it's like, I am starving, I'm eating all day. His food's going to take the longest.
It is.
Oh, guaranteed. Because they want this big, long, intricate meal.
Right. And also the food's hot when it's set down on the plate.
That's part of it. Order the hot meal. I'd like to eat it.
Right. Just go for it, man. Keeping your hands neatly folded in your lap. This rule is often associated with formal settings and can feel unnatural. It's more important to be engaged and expressive in conversation rather than worrying about hand placement.
Just don't knock glasses over with your talking hands.
Why would you put your hands in your lap?
God,
I think that's a really
I used to
good
watch
one.
my ex-wife, man. She was like her hands were flying, and they were just barely grazing wine glasses or champagne flutes or whatever the deal is. I'm just looking like, it's coming my way. Which way do I dodge this thing when it's going to spill my way, right? So which way do I go? I would think that way. I'm not even listening now.
You're just looking like a goalie.
I'm just looking, seriously, like, where am I going to defend this shot from?
Avoiding certain topics of conversation. Say, while it's wise to be mindful of other sensitivities, avoiding controversial topics entirely can stifle genuine conversations and intellectual exploration. I would put the asterisk on there of, does that conversation need to be brought up here?
Well, how are you going to handle it? That's all. You can have a healthy debate. It doesn't mean everyone has to descend into social media stupid.
Right.
You know, I feel like face-to-face, generally, I have better conversations with people I disagree with because you can both make a point.
Right. But we're out at lunch. There's other people that are just trying to enjoy themselves. We don't have to have this conversation here. I would love to get a nightcap over at your place and then we can talk this over. We can debate this out and hash it out and do that.
Sure.
But I don't know how they think. I don't know how they think. And you're making some very, very hard statements at this point.
I think but in the end, and the one thing that gets everyone, I'm like, what position are you in to do something about it? If the answer is no, then why are you talking to me?
Correct.
Why are you bringing this up? I hate this person. I don't like. All right, well, then do something about it. And if you can't, shut the F up.
Right.
Because now you're venting. What are you, bitch? Shut up, man. Go vote, mother effer.
10 personal etiquette rules that need to go. Dress codes that are too strict.
Agreed.
Say dress code should be more about appropriate attire for the occasion than rigid adherence to outdated styles. People should feel comfortable and confident in what they wear as long as it aligns with the setting.
One of my favorite initial things about moving here was getting out of suit land.
Yeah.
Really?
We were in the suit zone, man.
Oh, geez.
I mean, it was the suit era.
Everything.
It's bankers, it's financial dudes, it's lawyers, it's suits everywhere.
That's expensive.
And you
It
come out
is
here,
expensive.
the only jacket required was canvas.
Oh,
and I
God.
thought, man, this is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to canvas, but yeah.
We're doing fine.
Yeah, I think, right, Seattle's always had pretty lax kind of dressing and stuff.
Yeah.
But also sometimes, too, like on the East Coast, I remember, like, everybody's got slacks and this and that. It's like, yeah, but, like, they're not nice. They're just
They're
slacks.
just-
What's
you're
the
right.
difference if I wear jeans with this button up? But
Right, you literally bought dress code, but you spent $7 at Safeway on a pair of khakis.
Right.
Meanwhile, he's got this $400 pair of jeans, but he's the guy.
Yeah.
And it's also tough, too. It's like nowadays you could wear a suit basically with a pair of Jordans, which are tennis shoes.
Right.
Right? But if you wore them with just like your ratty New Balances, people are like, what the hell?
What are you doing?
Yeah, same with like, there's some sweats you can get away with wearing almost anywhere.
Yep.
You have like brown Hanes that are just have their standard ring on the bottom. Like, you can't wear that out in public.
Can't be doing
That's for
that,
working
man.
out.
Always apologizing. While apologies are important, constantly apologizing for minor things can be draining and insincere. Focus on addressing the root cause of any issues rather than relying on a blanket apology. I can sometimes get locked up into that one. If I inconvenience anybody to the slightest degree, I will make some sort of an apology.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I'm just acknowledging that I recognize, like you said, I presented you with an inconvenience. My bad.
Right.
It's not some long drawn. You're not going to get an email about it, but yeah, sorry, man.
No, but I hear what Mike's saying. I'm guilty of it too. I try to really watch it.
Yeah.
There's no reason to apologize. You know what I mean? But it's just like, oh, my bad. It's like, it's not a big deal, dude.
Right. Yeah. My wife will hit me on that all the time. Why are you apologizing? You didn't do anything wrong.
Correct.
They're not offended at what you did.
Yeah.
So,
That's because they don't know the full story.
I did it on purpose, man.
Oh, I'm apologizing in advance.
10 personal etiquette rules that need to go. Never ordering the most expensive item. It says this rule is outdated. If you're at a restaurant with somebody who's paying, it's generally acceptable to order what you want within reason. The host will likely offer to pay for your meal regardless.
Well, that's why they offered.
Right.
And look, if that's the meal you want, then order that meal. I wouldn't order it just because it's expensive, but you go like, that's what I want
I
to
want
eat.
the king crab legs for a change.
Yeah. There you go.
Once a year.
Right.
Just once a year. It's not like I'm eating them every week.
Right. And I also understand if somebody else is paying, don't shoot for the moon.
Oh, no.
You know, and so...
No, they'll make up for that with booze.
Myself personally, I probably would still just if it looks that expensive, I'm still going.
Would you get the thing that's second most expensive?
It
Like, ooh,
depends
that's
on
a
the thing.
$78 thing. This is $75.
Well,
I'll
who
do
does
that.
it? Do your parents still pay for the meal when you guys go out?
No.
What do you mean? Pay for my meal?
Yes.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely
Who the hell's paying for your meal?
Right.
I want to meet these people.
We're out on the company dime. I don't care.
Yeah. I'll get the cheapest stuff on the menu if you're paying for it.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah. Offering a roll before taking one. This practice can be unnecessary and disrupt the flow of a meal. It's perfectly acceptable to take a roll if it's within reach and offer it to someone nearby if they appear interested. Yet again, I fall into this one all the time that I don't ever want to be first to the trough. I look greedy. I'm a fat dude that's walking up to a doggone food station.
I don't mind anymore. It used to bug me, but then it occurred to me, like somebody's got, it's like the first kid that stands up when the bell rings in school.
Sure.
It's like, look, once I finally decided the bell rang, I'm done. It was great. Like, I would stand up. I did not care the teacher. It did not matter the class. That's my time. The buzzer rang. But then all of a sudden, all the other kids would get up. And I realized, like, there's nothing wrong with being the tip of the spear if you're not being a douche about it.
Sure.
Especially if it's like a big function, like everybody's waiting for the food. Like, yeah, somebody's got to start eating. Like,
When somebody says the food's ready, I will always say, to whatever, man, I'm hungry. I'm jumping in.
Mm-hmm. Pro tip, if you've ever noticed, in a meeting at work for 20 years, I'm the first person to stand up, close my, it's over.
Right.
And then as soon as I do that, everyone seems to fall in line
That's
for
what I
whatever
mean.
reason, and we just walk out.
Right.
It's like, this is taking too long. It's time to wrap this up, seriously.
The rolls thing is different. I was at a charity event, and there was rolls on our table, but like you auction out, like those meals aren't the biggest meals. So I'm like, I want a roll.
Right, help me out.
And then like after dinner, I realized people on the other side of the table had no access. And somebody's like, can we get a roll? And I was like, hey, you want some butter too?
My bad.
It's like, I just assumed there was another set of rolls on the side of this.
I'm
bouquet.
3 deep over here.
Yeah. It's like, I'm getting kind of full.
Try the brown one.
Oh, they're out.
I've had 3.
They say never licking your knife. This rule is rooted in hygiene, but in modern settings, many people use knives for various purposes, and a quick lick to clean it is not necessarily offensive.
I don't care.
Right? Don't be stupid.
Yeah. I mean, don't lick the blade, but
Don't lick the plate.
Right. Come on now. What are we doing?
Do that at home.
Always RSVP immediately. While prompt RSVP is appreciated, sometimes people need time to confirm their availability.
Yes.
A polite reminder closer to the event date is often sufficient.
So what happens when here at work, and I'm sure there's a lot of companies that do the same thing, there is a mandatory meeting, but they send what they call an invitation.
Yes.
And you can click yes, no, or maybe. And it's like men's room specific. Like, we know we're having this meeting, but I'll hit like, no. And then I'll get a quick response. What I'll say I'm like, obviously I'm kidding. But you keep sending an invitation. If it's an invite, I'm politely declining.
You're not going to be there.
Right. Yeah. Just say you have a meeting, be there. But if you're going to make it an invite, like, I'm not feeling that. Sorry, man.
Not right now.
And you gave me options.
Right, is that an option?
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Sometimes you just hit no. They do respond very quickly.
What's wrong with you?
I go back and forth. Let me ask you, Mike, on the Facebook one.
Okay.
As a Facebook, you could say like yes, no, or interested.
Yeah.
So like if I'm not going, I will almost always reply, no, this is why I'm not going. And somebody told me like, I hate seeing all the no's. I don't know why people, it's like, well,
because
you're letting them know they need a number.
right. Do you want me to only respond with yes?
That I agree with you on this one. No, that getting a definitive answer, even if it is no, is better than just leaving you in the fog of like, well, Ted hasn't committed to going yet, so I'm just assuming he's not going. Like,
and especially if the numbers game is important to what the event is.
Right.
Am I buying food for people or
Exactly.
carpooling?
Back to Nate Bargazzi talking about buying pizza.
Correct.
You just need to know the number.
Right.
How many do I buy? That's it. How many 12-packs do I buy?
You don't want to call another adult male like he says, be like, hey, how many slices you eat tonight?
And then this is the final personal etiquette rule that
Big
needs
lunch.
to go that I will leave you all with. Plain and simple. Holding the door for everyone. While being polite, this can be impractical and even awkward in crowded situations or with a large group. It's often better to let people choose to open the door for themselves or to offer to help if it's genuinely needed. I had one situation where I saw a dude, there was a big old crowd that went through, and there's a dude at the front of it that's holding the door, and I can see the look on his face. I went, got stuck holding the door, didn't you? He's like, yeah. I was like, hang on. And I just started the chain of like, everybody kind of daisy chains this thing open. Now you're responsible for holding it open yourself.
For me, it's very simple. I find you attractive, I'm holding the door.
Yes.
And that's it. And we've had women who work in this building that would say, like, you and your friend, you are so nice. I'm like, you think so.
Right.
That
it
woman
just depends
doesn't.
on how close they are. I try to judge quickly. If this door closes, what I don't, Jesus Christ, what my fear is is I don't hold the door and they get to it before it closes completely.
Yes.
If it closes completely, I feel like I'm validated.
Right.
If not, I'm a D.
Now,
Sorry.
wait, do you play the reflection game? All right. So there's a lot of glass doors. Now, I see that someone is behind me. There's a certain distance. If they're hot, I wait. If they're not, I just pretend I never saw them.
Right.
That's simple.
A mystery surrounding a hit and run in San Francisco has been solved, but you won't believe who done it there, Miles.
Who did it?
Tell you all about it at 5:50.
Think it's our headlines are coming up at 5:50. In the meantime, we made it to drinking time.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Big time it is, and as usual, we had Tuesday drink test. Can Steve throw Hill to find out who we're toasting?
Yes, indeed. And today we toast St. Louis Cardinals announcer Chip Casey. Now, this past Saturday, as the Cardinals face the Cincinnati Reds, Chip was reading a promo for the team's upcoming Disability Pride Night. So they had special shots they're going to put out there and all that kind of, special hats they're going to give out and all this kind of thing. But as he's explaining this upcoming event, he badly stumbled over part of his narration, and I'll let you take a listen, see if you can figure out what he might have said.
Disability Pride Night is Thursday, July 10th, and with the theme ticket, fans take home a Cardinals cap featuring the Disability Pride flag and Cardinals in Braille. Details at cardinals.com/theme.
I think you'll notice this. And in the broadcast world, that silence when you really F up like that.
30 seconds.
One of
30
two
seconds.
things is going on. Your producer's screaming at you, or the two announcers are laughing their asses off and said, kill the mics so that no one can hear it. So once again, it was for the Disability Pride Night, and he wanted to point out one of the things you get is a flag, and he said an F word, and it rhymes with flag. There was just no L. And he corrected himself real quick, and a lot of silence. Good luck, buddy. So we pour this booze, and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola, bichola.
All right, it's going to get tested on the line for Profile This now. 206-803-ROCK. Profile This is next.
Presented by T-Mobile, the official wireless partner of Odyssey Sports. With an awesome network and great savings, there's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit your neighborhood store to make the switch today.
Get set for summer adventures in a new Ford and get thousands in savings and special APR offers with employee pricing at Kendall Ford of Marysville. We're down to the final weeks of being able to buy like a Ford factory employee. Don't miss the savings, like over $11,500 off MSRP on a new 2024 Ford F-150 Crew Cab XLT 4x4.
And get 0% APR.
Need more room for the family? Get into a new 2024 Ford Expedition XLT 4x4 and save over $10,200 off MSRP. No matter where your summer fun leads, enjoy the drive in a new Ford. Get in on the savings with Ford employee pricing before these deals are gone. Stop by Kendall Ford of Marysville today. Kendall, let's start something great.
VIN number 1FRKF18183 and 1FREA90321. Zero down payment, financing on approved credit, all factory rebates subject to change. Price does not include taxes, title, or license. A negotiable documentary service fee of up to $200 may be added to the sale price of the vehicle. Subject to prior sales, see dealer for details. Offer expires 7/7/25.
Meet Natural Cycles, the only FDA-cleared and CE-marked birth control app that's built around your body. The Natural Cycles app pinpoints your fertile days by tracking shifts in your temperature, so you can plan or prevent pregnancy naturally. It's easy to use. Simply take your temperature in the morning with our free Bluetooth thermometer included with our annual plan, or sync with your Oura Ring or Apple Watch. The app analyzes your data and tells you daily whether it's a fertile or non-fertile day. Natural Cycles is 93% effective with typical use and 98% effective with perfect use. But beyond effective birth control, the app helps you understand your body and cycle better than ever. And unlike some period tracking apps, Natural Cycles provides an advanced data protection program to keep your information private and secure. Ready to go hormone-free? Sign up for the Natural Cycles annual plan and get a free Bluetooth thermometer, plus 15% off your subscription with the code RADIO15 at naturalcycles.com.
Presented by T-Mobile, the official wireless partner of Odyssey Sports. With an awesome network and great savings, there's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit your neighborhood store to make the switch today.
Get set for summer adventures in a new Ford and get thousands in savings and special APR offers with employee pricing at Kendall Ford of Marysville. We're down to the final weeks of being able to buy like a Ford factory employee. Don't miss the savings, like over $11,500 off MSRP on a new 2024 Ford F-150 Crew Cab XLT 4x4. And get 0% APR. Need more room for the family? Get into a new 2024 Ford Expedition XLT 4x4 and save over $10,200 off MSRP. No matter where your summer fun leads, enjoy the drive in a new Ford. Get in on the savings with Ford employee pricing before these deals are gone. Stop by Kendall Ford of Marysville today. Kendall. Let's start something great.
VIN number 1FRKF 18183 and 1FREA 90321. Zero down payment, financing and approved credit, all factory rebates subject to change. Price is not through taxes, title, or license. A negotiable documentary service fee of up to $200 may be added to the sale price of the vehicle. Subject to prior sales, see dealer for details. Offer expires 7/7/25.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Stephen Throwhill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
Oh, sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Our caller since dropped off. You three gentlemen are competing. And today, we offer you Animalize This. In other words, you guess the animal responsible for causing the problem. License to Spill, where you guess the substance responsible for creating the mess. And finally today, Seriously, where you guess the petty conflict that led to violence.
Seriously?
I'm as mad as hell. I'm not going to take this anymore.
A purchase is at the center of a double murder case out of Redlands, California, where prosecutors say Michael Sparks killed his elderly neighbors at the Olive Del Ranch nudist resort last summer. Now, the couple, Daniel and Stephanie Menard, they lived next door to Sparks for years, and residents described ongoing friction between the neighbors, but court testimony suggests it was the purchase of something given by one of the victims to the suspect that triggered the deadly violence. Ooh. A detective said that the suspect told a fellow inmate that the purchase felt like an insult, making him feel like he was worth only $1. Investigators say that Sparks then beat the couple to death with gardening tools, then dismembered them, hid the remains in a concrete bunker under his trailer. Again, based on this one purchase. By the way, I cleaned the story up. It's worse than that. Anyway, the Menard's absence was initially investigated as a missing persons case. And according to the local paper, their former co-worker of the suspect saw a report on the news and recognized his neighborhood, probably because he lived at a nudist resort. Anyway, she texted him to ask him what was up. And the message he sent back to her was, quote, "It was me, chopped up my neighbors, didn't know I had it in me."
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Naturally, she reached out to the police. The police reached out to Sparks, and he was, in fact, arrested and confirmed everything that he said he had done. The question is, what was this purchase that led to him deciding to murder his neighbors? Was it lemonade? Was it a hot dog? Was it underwear, or was it a mask? So lemonade, hot dog, underwear, or mask. This purchase by the neighbors, and then they gave it to this guy, and that's when he snapped.
I'll say lemonade, Ted. This music sounds like lemonade music.
It does sound like lemonade
music. That's why
music.
I actually picked it. I think the music sounds lemonade-y.
Yeah, say lemonade, red hot. I'm going to say underwear.
Underwear.
Okay, Mike?
I'm going to go the opposite of Miles and go with the hot dog.
Hot dog. Okay. What was this fight about? Lemonade, hot dog, underwear, or a mask? We'll find out next.
That was a tease.
You are listening to the Men's.
Meet Natural Cycles, the only FDA-cleared and CE-marked birth control app that's 100% natural, hormone-free, and side effect-free. Here's how it works. The app analyzes daily changes in your body temperature to find your fertile window, so you can plan or prevent pregnancy naturally. Natural Cycles is a clinically proven, non-hormonal birth control option that's 93% effective with typical use and 98% effective with perfect use. No synthetic hormones, just science. And if you're ready to start family planning, switching from preventing to planning a pregnancy is as easy as tapping a button. Plus, the Natural Cycles app makes tracking fertility easy. You can measure your temperature trends using an Oura Ring, Apple Watch, or our Bluetooth thermometer, which is free when you sign up for an annual subscription. Join over 4 million registered users who are taking control of their fertility naturally. Save 15% when you sign up with code RADIO15 at naturalcycles.com. That's Radio15 for 15% off today.
Presented by T-Mobile, the official wireless partner of Odyssey Sports. With an awesome network and great savings, there's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit your neighborhood store to make the switch today.
Category is seriously on profile. This way to California.
I'm as mad as hell. I'm not gonna take this anymore.
Ugly story out of a nudist colony where a fight over a purchase led to the murder of 2 people.
Yes.
They were beaten to death with garden tools.
Like this guy, literally, this couple bought him something, gave it to him, and as he even admitted in his text to a coworker, snapped.
So what was the argument about? Was it about lemonade, hot dogs, underwear, or a mask?
And that is the very question I pose to you, fine gentlemen. And let's see, Miles Montgomery, you said lemonade, granted, inspired by the old time of music back there.
Yeah.
Ted, you're saying underwear? I'm guessing you went underwear because it's a nudist colony and it's like, yeah, cover yourself up kind of thing.
Yeah, we're tired of seeing your hot dog.
Not a bad guess. Mike, you went with hot dog?
Show me the glizzy.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
What was wrong with a hot dog?
I don't know that this couple meant it the way he interpreted it.
Right, because you said he felt like it, like he was worth $1. So I was like,
Correct.
what is cheap here?
So I think...
So they were trying
it's
to...
a nudist colony. Look, I don't know because we'll never get the other side of the story, but my guess is, according to the neighbors, they've had friction for a while. It's a nudist colony, so they already don't get along. And then I buy you a gift. So chances are the gift I buy you is going to be a gag gift or something insulting. So I'm guessing the hot dog was to imply that he had a tiny penis or something. I don't know.
Jesus.
Right, it wasn't a Costco hot dog. Those things are big.
This is not a ballpark Frank,
exactly.
brother.
Plump when you cook them.
Yeah. Am I a grower? I plump when you cook me.
Now for all TV news all the time, time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
Obviously, there was some exciting stuff going on this weekend in the sports world. Here locally, we had the Club World Cup going on. I know a lot of people went down to see Paris Saint-Germain today play the Sounders. The Sounders didn't win, but they're not expected to.
They're playing some of the best teams on earth.
Right, Paris Saint-Germain just won Champions League. It makes them considered the best club in all of Europe. Which is
known for playing, a whole lot of soccer.
Right, because when you look at the top leagues around the world, it's almost always going to be like Premier League, the French League, the Spanish League. So them winning that and being here, it is cool to see them play in competitive matches as it counts, as opposed to just seeing like Barca come over here for a friendly. But at the end of the day, the teams that win should win one.
They did.
Now, I'm a nerd, so I also was excited for the College World Series. Coastal Carolina had won 26 straight games going into the weekend, then lost 2 in a row, and the World Series.
Damn.
Yeah. Did you see Coastal Carolina's coach got thrown out in the first inning?
No.
So it's a 3-game series. I don't know what had happened the day before, but yesterday, basically, you can tell something's going on with him and the umpire. And, like he goes, look, there's 25,000 people here. I don't hear what the ump says. I said, you're warning us? Why are you warning us? The guy's like, don't argue strikes and balls. And he said, well, you've missed 3 of them already. Oh, he got tossed. And then the first base coach comes over to do something to kind of help out. He got tossed. It's crazy to me that that big of a game, you'd run the manager in the first inning.
Yeah.
And the first base coach.
If you don't know anything about college baseball, this is when that ump fell over. Everybody's probably seen the slow-mo action of that ump taking a tumble. So again, the College World Series was great leading up to this. Unfortunately, it's it kind of just went out in a fizzle. But I don't know. Next year I might go down to Omaha.
Why not?
Finally going to go see it. Plus my buddy's son, he hit the open market. Now he's going to play down at Oregon State. Congratulations, Isaac. Yeah. So if he's going to Oregon State, I'm like, screw it. I'll fake it and be a Beavs fan for a week if I can go watch him play in the College World
I've been
Series.
a Beaver fan for a long time.
That wouldn't be a complete lie.
Yeah. Oh, not your team, but...
The other big thing was yesterday and Sunday night, there is a Game 7, all right?
Yep.
NBA Finals. I know, not just me, it was the highest rated game in years in the NBA, this and that. Then in the first quarter, Halliburton for Indiana gets injured, basically tore his Achilles, which you kind of know is the risk because he had a strained calf going into it. Credit to Indiana, they put up a good fight.
They did.
And then, goddamn, Oklahoma City does what they do in the third quarter. Once you got to the fourth quarter, once it got to double digits, it was like, this is a wrap. Yeah. So it kind of went out in a fizzle after a good series there. The other kind of crazy thing that I saw, and I was showing Mike this earlier, is like Oklahoma City, like, they didn't celebrate that much. They sprayed a couple bottles of champagne, but like, there's all these photos floating around of just like extra, like all these bottles that are unopened. So like some people have joked because some of the guys on the team aren't 21 that they don't drink much. It could be a generation thing. Like it was just.
I bet those bottles.
Somebody's got a private plane and they're going to Vegas. I'm not saying that the party scene in Oklahoma is lame. I do not know that. I really don't. But I would guess if you made it that far, you got plans to get out of there.
I don't care where you are. You just won an NBA title.
That city's going to be on
for
fire.
the bulk of those people, and I think the fans are still going nuts.
Yeah,
but I just was shocked to see. Like to me, if I ever won a title in anything, like we're opening every bottle, of champagne.
Single.
We're pouring
bottle.
beers on everybody involved. I mean, even just. I don't know, the front desk lady. She comes in.
I'd hit her with a bowl of chili.
Right, she's getting beer poured on her. It just was shocking to me. I'm like, all right, different generation, different crowd. Miles, you're correct. At some point, those guys should be in Vegas or whatever. But I don't know, man. I was like, man, you won a title. Go nuts. Got some breaking news. So first I was going to read you a story about Hilary Swank, right? She didn't appear in Cobra Kai. If you're wondering, she played Julie in The Next Karate Kid back in 1994.
Okay.
So
she's from what? Everett, Bellingham, somewhere in there?
I do not remember.
Oh, yeah, she is somewhere in this
she's
area.
maybe Bellingham.
Yeah, I'm
so.
pretty sure she's Pacific Northwest.
So for the record, Cobra Kai people are like, look, we tried. And she wasn't mean about it. She just was kind of like, no.
Okay.
Like, don't have a ton of interest. Like they said, they like to bring back any of the old characters from the actual movies and kind of celebrate them a little bit. She was like, she was at a place she wasn't looking to do that.
Good for her, man. So, thank you, but no.
Now, the breaking news comes, and I'm just reading this off TMZ. There was some kind of con in town down in Puyallup, right? Where you meet people, you see all these actors from these shows. So a lot of the Cobra Kai people were there. So Martin Grove, he's from the original movies. He's the evil guy.
He's the blonde-haired
sensei,
the old one.
Okay, yeah.
You can see the plastic surgery.
He could never play a nice guy because his face does not lend to it. But yeah,
correct. So I guess another girl from the show was walking by him. He sees her, allegedly thought it was playful, but grabs her arm as she passed by and bit her.
Jesus, a playful bite.
The actress and her husband, who saw the incident, said they were like, "Hey, man, you can't do that." And then he got mad, visibly angry, told him, and then they were like, "Don't bite people." He's like, "Oh, it's funny." So basically, the cops are there. The cops pull him aside. They don't end up pressing charge, but they're just like it broke her
What are you
skin.
doing? Oh, no way.
Yeah,
Damn, man.
Okay, that's
a very
different level.
noticeable bite mark on her arm. It was already turning blue and bruising. They said after police got to him, he was like, "I'm an idiot. I shouldn't have done that." Blah blah blah. I guess there's some video where you could hear the cop being like, "Don't do that."
Right, like God, this is not difficult to understand, man.
But I think backing up with Miles was already saying is that guy looks like an evil character. He plays evil characters. Like he might just be a weird, angry, evil character in life.
I think when you bite people, you're weird.
Yeah.
After a certain age.
And what made him think that was okay?
You
do
broke
not know.
skin.
Yeah.
That's what a 5-year-old does.
And even then, like even your dog will not try to break skin. Then you're playing tug of war, something.
Even
like,
a
nips your hand.
cat knows, dogs know, everybody.
Sure.
Yeah, I think to me that just seems like wildly out of touch. I'm gonna say my other thoughts, so I don't want to get in trouble, but just like, what are you thinking, man?
I don't know.
Just let her pass by. Plus, like, the main part of those things, you sit on a panel, but then most of it is taking pictures with people. Like, you don't want to see the co-stars getting into it. That would be kind of alarming.
Kind of fun, but yeah.
Kind of alarming. All right. Kids' Choice Awards were on this weekend on Nickelodeon. The only real news here is that when Minecraft movie came out, that was a massive deal.
Yes.
Right? It was such a big deal with the what is it? The chicken jockey. Yeah. Right? When that happened, when Jack Black's character said it, chicken jockey, yeah. I know. That like people, all these kids, these teenagers were going nuts, destroying theaters, like throwing popcorn everywhere. So everybody's like, "Hey, like this movie's obviously going to dominate Kids Awards." It didn't win favorite movie. That went to Wicket. Now Jack Black.
That makes sense.
Now Jack Black, who said the chicken jockey line, he won for favorite movie actor. And Ariana Grande won for favorite movie actress. She was in Wicket.
Well, even my kid, he went to see the Minecraft movie, him and a lot of his buddies, because they kind of grew up with it. And he goes, the experience was fun, but the movie wasn't great. So them doing whatever, like throwing the popcorn and all that, he's like, that was fun, right? Just the experience in the theater. So the audience made it worthwhile. But he goes, the movie was fine. Yeah. That makes sense, though.
Yeah. I mean, I think people like the TV show Last of Us, but they made that, I guess same thing. They made that after the video game.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's a much different feel.
It is. I just know people have recommended, they're like, you've got to see that. Like just the way it's shot and the cinematography is supposed to be unreal.
You love it. It's depressing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. You actually parked up. Oh, wait, is it? Yeah, it is.
Oh,
yeah, it ain't a pick-me-up, brother.
Post-apocalyptic zombie show.
Oh, all right. Zombies don't bug me as much. Not like ghost movies. Zombies I'm into. Maybe I'll watch an episode tonight. I'm almost done with tires.
Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. You're listening to The Men's Room.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Florida man does the right thing by checking his pool before jumping in. Meanwhile, a Florida woman has a big surprise next time for her OBGYN. Pilot makes sure a group of ladies going to a party can make their flight. Montana couple has a huge tree fall on their trailer. Amazingly, they're all right. And do not provide false information when you are the cause of a hit and run. And you're also the sheriff. It's time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my cop.
All right, our top story. We go to San Francisco, where a mystery has been solved. Hit and run is a crime that has annoyed motorists for decades. Whether the perpetrator is able to cover damages or not, you still just want to know who did it, right? And such is the case in San Francisco. Luckily, they were able to figure out who committed this heinous crime recently in the area. The chief of staff for the San Francisco Sheriff's Office.
Oh, all right.
It was reported that he was off duty at the time of the accident and provided false information about the incident, leading to his arrest and putting him on administrative leave. An investigation is underway. Not much of an investigation there, especially if he comes clean about it like, yeah, I did it. My bad.
Yeah, what do you think the repercussions are going to be, though?
Not much.
Exactly.
I'm still confused about the sheriff.
How's that now?
Well, I know the city police.
Okay.
You know, I know the state troopers.
Yeah.
Sheriff.
County.
That's it?
They're the county.
Just the whole county.
The whole county.
So
Correct.
this is back to the Duke brothers. Like if I even a chase, if I could just make it to the next county.
There you go. You're all good to go.
I can shake the sheriff.
That's right.
Okay. All right. All right. I didn't know if it was really like that.
Put that to a test, Miles.
Sure.
See if you can just outrun them. Make sure that you get to the other side of the county line. You're all right.
Woo-wee.
Doing fine.
I have a feeling if you're already in a chase, like the county line ain't gonna help.
Yeah, right.
It really does.
Blow right through it.
Oh, we're going to stop, fellas.
Well, people forget not every little municipality has the police departments. There's other unincorporated little sections. So counties cover all that.
They're going to get your ass.
In other news, quite the messy story out of Florida. An officer on patrol noticed a truck with a mismatched license plate. And if that wasn't enough, he also noticed that the driver's seatbelt was dangling from the door. Which I like in the story that they say that's a clear indicator that they don't have their seatbelt on. Like,
yeah, no kidding.
Well, yeah.
Yes, thank you.
The officer lit her up, but she took a little extra time pulling over, causing suspicion. The driver told the officer that she was on the phone with her daughter at the time of being signaled to stop, so that caused the delay. And she was in too much of a hurry to put her seatbelt on, you see. So that's how we shake all that.
It's all of those that get the cops off your back.
She also revealed that she was driving on a suspended license. She was actually due in court very soon for it, and that she had switched license plates with a friend, you see, because hers had blown off of her truck earlier that week.
What do you think the cop's saying the whole time?
Yep, keep going.
Yeah, okay.
I'm writing it all down.
How about this one?
Keep it going.
I like that she did have an answer for every question.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't matter what it was. She had something.
She ain't flustered at all. She was ultimately arrested and asked if she had any drugs on her, which she denied. But, of course, They found a black sock inside of her front cavity, which contained needles and drugs. Telling officers. She said that she forgot that it was there.
Madam, like I said, she has an answer.
Right.
Comes to like, yeah, but there's fentanyl in your vagina. I'm not saying there's not. I'm saying I forgot it was there.
Right. Like, look, I don't have a hot pocket, but I got a feeling that if I have something in there, I know it's there at all times.
But even if you forget, I don't think the cops go, oh, you forgot you had drugs on you.
Yeah.
I did. Okay. All
Okay.
right, go ahead.
Let's just go ahead and tack those off. We're fine. She forgot.
And I feel like I notice if there's toilet paper left in the back pocket.
Well, if my underwear snaps into my butt crack, I'm hyper aware of it until I release it.
Right.
I think if I had a sock full of drugs in my front, I'd be very aware of it.
Hey, come on. Because they even tell her, they're like, if you have anything on you, tell it to us now, because it's going to be a lot worse when we find it on the other side.
Right.
When we take you to jail and we give you the search, we're thorough with the search.
We can get you on drugs, or we can get you with drugs and trying to introduce contraband.
Smuggling at that point.
Right.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. You should remember when they ask. So, ladies, even if you forget that you have a sock full of drugs in your vagina, just side note, okay? And I don't have one, so I'm being a little judgy. But if the cops bring it up, that would be a great time to remember, like,
oh, yeah.
That's right.
My bad.
Meanwhile, her husband's at home going, I can't find my other black sock.
Where's my socks?
Damn dryers keep eating.
I got to go to work. Damn it. A close call occurred at a Montana campground. Billings was recently hit with a nasty storm that resulted in some intense flooding at a local KOA. As the storm subsided, a couple in a trailer were just letting their shoulders down when the roof of their trailer collapsed as a tree had come down right on top of them.
Ooh.
One of the two inside suffered injuries to his arm and leg, but it could have been much worse, they say. Basically, he moved out of the way at just the right point. They were stuck inside of the trailer for a short while as the door wouldn't easily open, resulting in the man having to kick the door out so that they can get outside. He liked to tell his wife that he was doing his Hawaii 5-0 door kick thing. No serious injuries were reported, though they did cancel their fishing plans, which I can't imagine why.
That's fair.
I'd want to go fishing after a tree came down.
Actually,
my house.
yeah. I just want you to
gotta
sit
relax.
down.
Exactly.
House is gone.
Right.
There's nothing left.
Just gonna go take a moment here and go fishing.
I think that's fair.
Need to get my mind right. Where else but Florida? Authorities got a call near Jacksonville from a man that found something interesting in his pool. A gator that took shelter in the cool water to escape a balmy summer day. Photos and video were captured of the creature as it sauntered over to the pool's entry stairs, where it was met by the waiting arms of the Fish and Wildlife officials. They relocated the animal without further incident.
Get in here.
Hey, come here, buddy.
Dude, so go to my uncle's house. He's got a pool.
Okay.
Right? I get there at 7:30, 8 o'clock at night.
All right.
I get in my swim trunks. It's warm outside. I run off the deck, jump in the pool.
All right.
I've told you the story before. He goes, Miles, don't ever do that again.
No.
And I
not
said,
Florida.
why? He said, you need to turn the light on in the pool. He said, there's snakes everywhere. There's alligators.
Oh, you jumped into a dark pool.
I jumped into his pool out back.
But it's dark.
It's dark. I didn't even think about it.
Because we don't live there.
Right, he's in
And he's like,
Seattle.
don't do that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It's like, you got to look in the pool.
Right.
You got to turn there's a light on in the pool. You can turn the light on in the pool, right?
Right.
So you can see the water and everything. I didn't do that.
You're gonna die.
That's
I
what
had
he
this
said.
conversation with my son over the weekend. We're going to Florida next week for various reasons, but he'll spend a few days with the grandparents. Across the street from the grandparents, there is a pool.
Okay.
My kid loves the pool. That's all he can talk about. He brought up gators, and I said, listen, don't worry about the gators in the pool. There will not be gators in that pool. But to get from their front door across that street, all that tall grass, I said, seriously, man, that's where they are.
There's gonna be gators.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it freaked him out. But I said, I am not effing with you. Seriously, man. Stick to the path.
Right.
Do not cut through the grass because I might never see you again.
That's a fact. That's a fact. But just in case those stories left a bad taste in your mouth,
Thankfully, there's good news.
a group of young ladies headed for a 30th birthday celebration in Panama City Beach got some much-needed help.
Oh, my.
Traveling from Salt Lake City, the group had a short 45-minute layover in Dallas, which caused some stress, as their plane was delayed 50 minutes. Not good. Luckily, a portion of the group caught an earlier flight and were able to talk with the gate agents to hold the plane, even mentioning that one of their friends was 7 months pregnant and unable to move quite as fast as the others. In spite of this information, the agents informed them that they had delayed the flight as long as they could, and that was when their hero walked in after hearing the commotion, the pilot himself. He heard the girls out and simply said, "I'll wait here with you. They can't leave without me."
How hot are they?
Oh, damn right.
I tell you that, Panama City's 104.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In short order, the rest of the crew made it to the plane, and they made their way to their final
I
destination.
bet they did.
Yeah, exactly. Look at
He
this.
probably said, wait a minute, 30? Oh, yeah, hang on.
Yeah,
You
hang
guys
on.
going to go party in Florida, where I'm flying to?
Men's Room Sports Game 7 of the NBA Finals took place yesterday, bringing an end to the season one way or another, and I'm sorry to say, Seattle. Oklahoma City outpaced Indiana to make the Thunder your 2025 NBA champions. Curses. As far as the Mariners, they had quite the uphill climb over the weekend as they descended upon Wrigley Field to take on the highly ranked Chicago Cubs. What a shootout that weekend was. Combined 50 runs between both teams over the weekend. But our boys found the magic and came out with a 2-1 series victory to put the Cubs down.
One more quick tip on the NBA. Remember, Adam Silver said July.
July.
We're almost at July.
Let's go, baby.
The second part is done now.
That's
so
right.
Now, next month.
Come on.
Exactly.
Mariners quickly made their way over to Minnesota and have a long 4-game series against the Twins. Game 1 is currently underway over en route. As far as your weather, partly cloudy and 55 tonight. Tomorrow, we're looking at cloudy skies with a high right around 78. That's it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawkazai.
The worst classic rock covers of all times coming up tomorrow. So we'll sit and spin. The lovely Jolene's coming up next.
Yes, indeed. It's all true. But in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch. So until tomorrow, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network.
Oh, man!
A Double Flush production.
Presented by T-Mobile, the official wireless partner of Odyssey Sports. With an awesome network and great savings, there's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit your neighborhood store to make the switch today.
Looking for a dealership that truly cares about you? Discover the difference at Toyota of Bellingham. Here, we prioritize on providing a world-class experience, not just making a sale. Toyota of Bellingham's mission? To build lasting relationships and be your go-to for all things automotive, sales, service, and parts. With a stellar 4.6 Google rating and being voted the best dealership in 3 counties for 4 consecutive years, we're dedicated to excellence. Toyota of Bellingham, where customer satisfaction drives us. Visit our showroom today or check us out online at toyotaofbellingham.com.
From summer plans to summer projects, it's truck season at Kendall Chevrolet of Marysville. From towing your toys to pulling up to the perfect camping spot to loading up a truck bed full of supplies for that next project. Take on summer with a great deal on a new Chevy truck that's up for anything. Right now, you can save $8,500 off MSRP on a new 2025 Chevy Silverado 1500 Custom Crew Cab 4x4. If you need more truck for the job, step up to a Chevy Heavy Duty. Save $6,500 off MSRP on a new 2025 Chevy Silverado 2500 LTZ Crew Cab 4x4. Chevy, together, let's drive. Get in on the summer savings at Kendall Chevrolet of Marysville. Stop by today. Kendall, let's start something great.
VIN number SG312766 and S1202522. All factory rebates subject to change. Prices listed do not include tax, title, or license. A negotiable documentary service fee of up to $200 may be added to the sale price of the vehicle. Subject to prior sales, see dealer for details. Offer expires 6/30/25.